Welcome to Eddie Matthews Field here in Santa Barbara. 76 degrees and sunny on this superb Saturday afternoon. Adam Beck in the broadcast booth, joined alongside David Matamoroz. David, so big Saints win yesterday, 11-3 over the Riptide. Today, they'll face the Foresters.
Yeah, so, looking to do what they did yesterday, and I think this is really a matchup of opposites here in really all sort of facets, right? Historically, Saints, a relatively new team to the CCL, still looking for that first title. Foresters, historically are winners, right? 12 CCL titles, 10 national championships, as we've heard a little bit before. And also on the mound, we got Mason Bixby, right? He throws extremely fast, right? And for the Saints, we got a guy, Reyes, right? Not as fast, has a couple more pitches. So we're really looking at that juxtaposition here.
You mentioned the juxtaposition. It's going to be Mason Bixby, as you mentioned, on the bump today for the Foresters, the TCU rising sophomore. Only one appearance this season against the Slow Blues, 4 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, no walks, no hits, no earned runs on June 8th. And he's got a major arm. Throws up near 100, average on his fastball about 95 miles an hour. The Saints today will line up with Jacob Shart leading things off. Second day at the top of the lineup. Cam Conley DHing once again. Adrian Lopez, Josh Livingston, Joey Donnelly, Ryan Scott, Ray Bermudez, Alex Burge, and Cole Dudding to round things up in the lineup. And defensively, for the Foresters, Nicholas Sanders playing catcher today, Bixby on the mound, Dominic Smaldino at first, Nolan Souza at second, TJ Pompey at short, Addison Klepsch, third baseman, and then left to right in the outfield, Jackson Freeman, Jonah Sebring, and Caden Peterson.
Yeah, and the good thing about this pitcher, while he does throw absolutely phenomenally fast, he uses that fastball almost all the time, especially against left-handers, and the Saints are full of left-handed hitters. And the wall out there and the foul pole to left field is only 325, and back down in Pasadena, I believe it's about 345. And we've seen some hits almost get out, just get to that wall. So, if the Saints could get on some fastballs here, lift them up, they might have a chance to go, especially with the heat today. Balls are probably going to be flying well.
No home runs on the season so far for the Saints. Joey Donnelly almost had one yesterday. I thought he did. Just off the top of the wall is Jacob Shart getting ready to lead things off here. Shart, second on the team in RBIs, coming today batting .308 with a .333 on-base percentage, 4 RBIs, 3 extra base hits, 3 strikeouts, and a walk in 15 plate appearances in his 4 games played. It's on a 3-game hit streak at the top of the lineup, and he'll face Bixby, the 6'7", 240 right-handed pitcher from San Antonio, Texas. And as you mentioned, a lot of fastballs. He does have a slider too, but against the lefties, it's really going to be fastball heavy.
Yeah, and at 6'7", that length really does help get the fastball out.
Shart fouls off the first pitch fastball, and wow, that whizzed in there.
Yeah, rattled the cage a little bit back here. And when you have a guy that's this tall, right, with those long arms, the release point is closer to the hitter, so it feels faster in every single way.
It's going to be seeing a slew of fastballs today. 0-1 to Shart. He's going to slap this one right side through the infield for a leadoff single.
Yeah, it's a great way to get things started, right? Especially against a pitcher of this caliber. You want to get at him early, and we saw that with Shart. So now, looking to get some runners in scoring position.
It's going to be Cam Conley up, DH, only player to start every game for the Saints this season. Leader in RBIs with 5. Young CCL campaign. Shart at first. Still here in the first inning. Conley getting his first cut, swing and a miss for strike 1. Conley coming in with a 5-game on-base streak. Has reached base safely in every game of the season so far. Batting .250 on the year. Seen a lot of strikeouts for him. Swings through another for strike 2. So far, Conley's had trouble catching up to the fastball.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough day for him if he can't catch up to that fastball today.
Bixby averages about 95 on the fastball. Has gotten up to 100 a couple times this season for TCU. Only pitched 18 innings with the Horned Frogs. 8 appearances, 3 starts, 4.5 ERA. As a freshman. Shart dancing at first. Conley slaps this one left side. Double play ball not in time over at first, so Conley grounds into a fielder's choice. Nice play by Pompey to get the out over there. Pompey, the 6'4" shortstop from Texas Tech.
And you know, when a guy throws this fast, right, the exit velo off the bat's also going to be pretty fast. So it was impressive that he was able to leg that one out, get over to first, stay clear of the double play.
We've seen Conley's pace at times this season, and now Adrian Lopez. What a day yesterday for him. Pretty much the offensive player of the game for the Saints. 3 for 5 with 2 runs, a double, a triple, 2 RBIs, and a stolen base. Did have 2 strikeouts and highlighted that as one of the things that he struggled with so far this season. But on balls in play, he's batting .714 in the young campaign.
Yeah, this is coming a couple of days off of his announcing his commitment to USC from Long Beach. So we're going to be excited to watch him on the Trojans.
So 1 out. Still, Lopez hasn't seen a pitch here. Bixby has been focused on Conley at first base. Just getting started here in Santa Barbara. Bixby the pitch, and Lopez will stay off the high fastball.
And you can see the dancing on the bases. I think the Saints have done that really well all season, is with their base running, you know, stealing bases, and also just being, you know, keeping their heads up and being aware of the situation when on the bases.
0-1 to Lopez. Shortstop today. Lopez watches that for ball 1. Or ball 2. 2-0 the count. And yesterday, Lopez said after his great game, it's a good opportunity to flush the struggles, understanding when you come out here for early work and batting practice, just working on the stuff that didn't go your way the day before. And Lopez 2 games ago went 0 for 5, and big game yesterday with a 3 for 5 performance. See strike 1 there.
Just goes to show the difference a day can make, especially in baseball.
Coach Milam said he's a high-level athlete and he's got a professional mentality. It's a way to bounce back again. That's what we expect of him. Saints like this guy a lot in the 3-hole today. Watches that pitch in there for strike 2.
Yeah, in baseball, you know, it's a game of streaks, right? So any way you can sort of break up an oncoming slump is going to be great. You know, get yourself avoided at all costs, right? So he did a great job of recovering from that not-so-great day he had.
He started off the year playing well against the OC Riptide, went 2 for 4 in the opener. Didn't play in between that and the Crawdads on Thursday, where he had 3 strikeouts and 5 at-bats. Watches that one for ball 3. So full count now, Lopez versus Bixby, a little bit of a battle here.
Yeah, I think it's also going to be another sort of key to the game. You know, getting Bixby to throw a lot of pitches, right? Getting full counts and really just trying to work at this pitcher.
Payoff pitch here from Bixby. He'll hurl it in there. Lopez speeds up to it, just chops it foul. And this is not the first time the Saints have seen a taller pitcher who throws fast. They saw Carson Yawsaw the other day against the Crawdads. Nebraska hurler. 3-2, they'll do it again. Conley over at first. Lopez swings through that one, strike 3 swinging, and that is Mason Bixby's first strikeout of the day. We'll probably see a couple more of those as the afternoon continues.
Yeah, he just couldn't catch up to the fastball upstairs there. I think it's probably going to be Bixby's go-to sort of punch-out pitch.
It's just go-to pitch in general, the fastball. So heavy, and Josh Livingston will probably see it here, batting .333 on the young year, but the on-base percentage at .474, walking in 21% of his plate appearances. The left side and the right side of the batter's box, the lefty. Livingston watches first pitch strike. That time, Bixby went off speed.
Yeah, a little bit rare for him. I wasn't really expecting that, but
he's got the slider. He likes to throw it a little bit.
Expect the unexpected.
It's just the way it's been so far. Saints 4-1, best record in the CCL, only 5 games in, trying to preserve it. 1-0 on the road, 3-1 at home. Livingston flies this one left side, foul.
Yeah, first in the CCL South, and right behind them are the Foresters, so important matchup today.
Just a game back. These two teams will meet each other 3 times this year. This is the first of 3 meetings. The next 2 will be in Pasadena later in the year. Livingston's 4-game hit streak. He's got hits in all 4 of his appearances this year. 1 for 2 yesterday with an RBI single. His first RBI of the year and 3 walks. Pitch on the way. Watches that. Strike 3 looking, and back-to-back Ks for Bixby. Gets them out of the inning. So 1 hit allowed. Bixby gets 3 outs to the bottom of the first here in Santa Barbara.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it'll score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 at the top of the first inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the game. It's outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound, and the Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Carrillo did get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the first inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th? For the Saints to end things in the 9th inning. What a game for this Saints. Back here in Santa Barbara, Eddie Matthews Field, upper 70s today. It's a little bit sunny, a little hot, but a good battle between the Saints and the Foresters. And on the bump today, it's going to be Caleb Reyes, the right-handed pitcher, in his 3rd season with the Arroyo Seco Saints. Last time out against the Conejo Oaks. Tough outing, 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. So a 4.5 ERA on the young gear.
Yeah, you know, not every guy is a velocity guy, right? That's just how pitching is. And so he's going to rely more on his other stuff, right? His breaking ball and his off-speed stuff compared to a guy like Bixby. So it's going to be interesting to see how these 2 different pitchers work in this game.
Caden Peterson to lead things off for this Foresters team. Batting .455 on the young year, 5 for 11. Be atop of this Foresters lineup. Reyes first pitch inside for ball 1. The Saints squad will line up defensively with Alex Burge behind the dish, getting the day off yesterday. Joey Donnelly at first, Cole Dunning at second, Adrian Lopez at shortstop, Josh Livingston at third, and then left to right in the outfield, Ryan Scott, Jacob Shart, and Ray Bermudez. Second pitch, off-speed stuff, ball 2. Peterson at Pacific, rising junior. On-base percentage at .571 on the young CCL season. Chop this one foul. And after the struggles in the first game from Caleb Reyes, Coach Milam said he's been off from school for 3.5 weeks, needs to get his legs underneath him, learn to pitch off the mound again. It was 1 inning that he struggled in, allowing 2 earned runs, 4 runs total. As Peterson chops this one over to first base, Donnelly will step on the bag for the first out of the inning. So a ground out to first base for Caden Peterson, and that'll bring up Jonah Sebring in his first at-bat this season for the Foresters.
Yeah, first at-bat, hitting in the 2-hole. That's a big spot, you know. Interested to see what he can do here high in the lineup.
He's a guy that's familiar with Santa Barbara, goes to UC Santa Barbara, Golden West College in 2021 and 2022. Played for the Healdsburg Prunes Packers in the CCL in 2022. Tried out the Cape Cod League last year, playing 12 games for the Brewster Whitecaps, batting just above 100 in those appearances. It's an All Big West honorable mention in 2023. 2024 struggled with a .202 batting average. 4 homers, 17 RBIs. Watches that one for ball 2. .2-0 count to Jonah Sebring, redshirt senior. Reyes delivers his first strike of the at-bat. Reyes looking a little calmer on the mound than we saw in his first appearance early in the year against the Oaks. He likes to be very active. That one bounced in the dirt for ball 3.
Yeah, now he's down in a 3-1 count. Going to want to see him try to get ahead more in these counts. Always your goal, but it's going to be a big key to this game today.
That fastball for Reyes sits in mid-80s, 86.1 average that time, off speed, low in the dirt for ball 4. So Jonah Sebring, first plate appearance, first walk of the young CCL season.
Yeah, good way to stay disciplined, get on base, and give your 3-hole guy who's been hitting pretty well a chance to bring you in. So
talk about a dangerous batter here in TJ Pompey. 6'4", 200 from Coppell, Texas. The Texas Tech rising sophomore, was a second-team freshman All-American by the NCBWA in 2024. All Big 12 freshman team guy, all Big 12. Really productive season. 10 home runs, 49 RBIs. Batted .279 with a .389 on-base percentage. Struck out 62 times, so is susceptible to that.
Yeah, and at 6'4", he stands very tall in the batter's box. Got long arms. Going to be able to use that reach and just cover all spots on the zone.
Hammered double-digit home runs in his first season. Texas Tech chops this one on the ground. Josh Livingston unable to come up with it over at third base, and 2 runners on for the Foresters early.
And that's just unfortunate for Reyes, especially when you're not a big, velocity guy. You really have to rely on the weak ground outs. And so, he got a weak ground ball, but unfortunately now there's 2 runners on base.
Be interesting to see how that one is scored. Would have been a tough play for Livingston anyway. We'll call it an infield single for now from Pompey. And now Nicholas Sanders up to bat. Was super dangerous yesterday. The team leader in batting average on the young year, 5 for 9. Went 1 for 1 yesterday with a double. It was an RBI against the Blues. Watch his first pitch inside for ball 1. Sanders, Texas, sophomore. So far in CCL play, batting .556 with a .600 on base percentage.
Yeah, that's why he's batting in this position in the lineup. And he almost reminds me of Pompey, right? He's also very tall, 6'2". It's almost like he came up again to hit.
He'll fly this one over to center field. Jacob Shart will have space, and Jonah Sebring was on his horse trying to steal third, but had to get back in time with the second out of the inning. So it'll bring up Nolan Souza, the second baseman today. Had his first appearance of the season yesterday against the Slow Blues. 1 for 5 with a double, 2 strikeouts. He's a freshman All-SEC team member, one of 7 Arkansas All-SEC honorees in 2024. Honolulu, Hawaii.
Again, another tall guy. The Foresters just have a lot of height in their lineup.
Surprising only 1 home run on the year for the Santa Barbara team with the height, the power that this team has. Interesting to see Souza have his Arkansas helmet on here in the batter's box.
Yeah, I've noticed our Wichita State guys like to wear their helmet too, so.
We'll see guys do that. 1-0 count, ball 2.
And so Reyes, he's got 2 outs, right? So he can kind of settle in here, just focus strictly on the batter.
Souza was rated the #1 overall prospect and the #1 shortstop in Hawaii by Perfect Game. 7 home runs, 28 RBIs as a freshman at Arkansas. Here's ball 3. So Reyes struggling to find the strike zone here with 2 on and 2 out here in the first.
Yeah, Walker would be very unfortunate here to load the bases, although he does have 2 outs, so he does just have to focus on that batter.
3-0 the count to Souza. Reyes checks at second, flings the pitch outside, ball 4. So 4-pitch walk. Alex Burge going out to the infield grass to just talk over to Caleb Reyes, calm things down. Bases loaded here for Jesse DiMaggio, the DH today. Season 2 for 7 with 3 RBIs in 3 games. His RBIs in all 3 appearances, an opportunity to make that a 4-game RBI streak.
Yeah, Reyes has really just got to stay in himself right now, focus on the batter and getting out of this inning. Don't really want to repeat.
Righty on righty matchup. Ball inside. 5th consecutive ball.
Getting close to that 8-ball mark. You know what happens if there's 8 balls.
8 balls in a row, something the Saints do. They'll pull their pitcher. No questions asked, so Reyes flirting with danger. Bases loaded, still 0-0 ball game here in the 1st in Santa Barbara. As DiMaggio lays off that one inside for ball 2. Big spot here early on. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Caleb Reyes flirting with danger.
This kind of reminds me of the Saints yesterday when they exploded in that 1st inning against the Riptide.
2-0 on the way. Chopped off the foot of DiMaggio, foul. 2-1 the count.
Yeah, Reyes avoiding that 8-ball limit. He was at 6, so staying in the game.
I think that's the most balls we've seen in a row thrown in the early CCL campaign by a Saints pitcher. Reyes dancing on the mound again. 2-1. Strike 2. That's a big one right there. That was a confident pitch by Caleb Reyes. Now just a strike away from getting out of this inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2-2 the count. DiMaggio, Reyes. He'll gun the 2-2. Strike 3 looking. What a pitch and what a moment. Strands the bases loaded to get out of the 1st inning. 0-0 the score. Headed to the top of the 2nd here in Santa Barbara.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it will score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 at the top of the 1st inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the 1st run of the game. It's outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound, and the Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the 3rd base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Rio didn't get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the 1st inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th? For the Saints to end things in the 9th inning. What a game for the Saints.
Back to baseball here in Santa Barbara. Saints stranding. Caleb Reyes stranding the bases loaded to keep things tied here at 0 in the early going. Now Joey Donnelly, big day yesterday, 2 for 4, a double, 2 runs, an RBI, a walk, strikeout, and a stolen base, batting .333 in the young CCL season.
Yeah, Reyes had himself in a dangerous situation. He was able to get himself out of it, keep the score. tied at 0.
If you're just joining us, Mason Bixby, the starter today for the Foresters, averages 95 on his fastball. This one, deep right field, hooking down the line, just out of the reach of the right fielder, Caden Peterson, and that's going to be a double for Joey Donnelly. So how about a back-to-back games with a double for the first baseman from Cal?
Yeah, he just got solid contact on that pitch, and when the pitcher pitches so fast, really solid contact's all you need because he'll provide all, of the power.
That one was pummeled to right. We saw yesterday Donnelly almost having a home run off the top of the wall, and he's feeling it right now.
Yeah, for a second there, I thought it might have been gone. 325 out to left. Nearly gone.
Ryan Scott, the left fielder today. We've seen him at first base. We've seen him at right field. Now in left field in the starting lineup. Went 0 for 1 yesterday against the Riptide. Grounded into a double play in the 7th inning. And it's really been struggles at the plate for Scott in this early going. Watches ball one inside. Scott only batting 100 on the season. Has an RBI, 3 walks, and it's really been the strikeouts that have plagued him.
Yeah, but, it's still early, right? Hopefully he can find his footing.
Such an important bat for Incarnate Word this past year. Watches that strike on the inner half of the plate. 7 home runs, 31 RBIs. 59 strikeouts, though, at Incarnate Word in 2024. The on-base percentage at .444 is still really shocking. 1-1 the count. Bixby deals, and that one in on the hands of Scott. That'll hit him, so that'll add to the on-base percentage, which coming into today was at .333.
Yeah, no, luckily it kind of skimmed him. Didn't get full solid contact on him. I mean, a guy that pitches that fast, if you get full solid contact, that's going to hurt. So thankfully it wasn't, anywhere near a bone or any harmful place.
I'll get a little meeting here in the middle. Mound visit. Foresters will talk things over. That'll bring up Ray Bermudez, though, right fielder today. So 2 on here, no outs for the Saints. And we saw danger in the bottom of the first for the Saints defensively, and now maybe knocking the door offensively.
Yeah, no, already 2 runners on base here early in this inning. I mean, Ray Bermudez is a good guy to have up at the plate in this situation, in my opinion.
It's 1 for 5 yesterday, tough day. 2 RBIs, though, and kind of mentioned that on the broadcast of maybe not getting the best contact, but still putting the ball in play, getting guys across. On a 3-game hit streak, a 4-game on-base streak. He's reached base in all of his appearances this year. South Florida native from Hollywood, Florida, to American Heritage High School in Plantation. Same alma mater as MLB guys like Eric Hosmer. 2 on, no outs here. Bixby step off the mound to keep Donnelly over there at second. Mentioned the 2 RBIs yesterday for Bermudez, coming today batting .286 with 3 RBIs on the season. And he'll launch this one left side, trailing deep down the line, just able to catch up to it. That's Jackson Freeman, the Northwestern outfielder, making that grab and left.
Again, he hit it to an outfielder, but he got solid contact on it. I think that's a good sign early here in this game, getting contact against this pitcher.
Jackson Freeman, so good defensively for Northwestern this year. Was on the SportsCenter top 10 reel at one point in the season with a diving catch in right field in a midweek game. Part of the All Big Ten All Big Ten freshman team with the Wildcats in 2024. That brings up Alex Burge. He got the day off yesterday with Nick Lazara getting the start. Burge recently committing to Cal. That was yesterday morning, actually, announcing that on his Twitter. He'll be teammates with Joey Donnelly. Maybe he can drive Donnelly in here with a base knock. One of the count to Burge. Bixby checks on Donnelly at second. Burge will lay off for strike 1. Kobe Minchie calling Alex Burge in our interview the other day. The happiest guy on the team, just brings the energy. Can he bring the scoring for the Saints?
Every team needs a guy like that.
true glue guy who has the ability to knock in runners. Fouls this one back, and Burge, second year with Arroyo Seco, second season in Pasadena, and last year was tied for second on the team in home runs with 3 of them. Saints only hit 19 home runs on the year as a team last year, still searching for their first of the young season. It's batting .250 on the year, but the on-base percentage at .571. Mentioned he didn't play yesterday. Bixby checks on Donnelly again. Burge will chop this one over to first base. Kind of that first base, second base, no man's land area. He'll reach with an infield single as nobody was covering the bag. Dominic Smaldino coming over from first, and Bixby late over there. So now the base is loaded. How about bases loaded in back-to-back innings?
Yeah, and kind of just a defensive miscue for the Foresters there. It's going to cost them a run, and they're not even going to get an out. So now bases loaded in a tough spot here for Bixby.
So bases loaded, Burge at first, Scott at second, and Donnelly at third. Cole Dudding in a big spot here in the top of the second. Played in his first appearance with the Saints yesterday against the Riptide. 1 for 4, 2 strikeouts and a run scored. Ball inside to start Dudding off. And in his last at-bat of the season at Oral Roberts, hit a home run to left field in the Summit Conference tournament against Northern Colorado. He'll pop this one straight up in the air. Smaldino underneath it to make the grab, so 2 away here in the second. Both teams threatening early. The Saints were able to get out of a bases-loaded jam. Caleb Reyes getting a strikeout to get out of that unscathed in the bottom of the first, and now Jacob Shart, who singled last time he was up, with an opportunity to add a run on the board for the Saints.
Yeah, big moment here for Shart. And, I mean, I think this is a good guy to have here in this spot in such a big moment.
He fouls it back. Shart's been really productive this year. He's come up in big moments, tied the game up against the Oaks earlier this season on a ground rule double, hit a triple against the Crawdads in one of the midweek clashes. Started at the top of the lineup yesterday, went 2 for 4 in that game. It's on a 4-game hit streak now after the first inning single. Lay off that one for ball 1. And does it help that Shart's already had an at-bat against Bixby?
Oh, I think absolutely, right? He's already seen that fastball a couple times. He's going to be able to adjust to it, especially since he doesn't really use his other pitches or other pitch that much.
Bixby throwing gas again, just off the plate, 2-1 the count.
And so the more you see that fastball, the more you're going to be able to adjust to it.
It's definitely fast, but Shart's already gotten one hit off as Bixby wanted to check over at first. No one was there, and that's going to be a run scored on a balk.
Again, another defensive sort of miscue. Went to check the runner, and no one was on the base. So these miscues are leading to, earned runs, and you kind of got a feel for Bixby here.
So a costly mistake from the Foresters, box in a run. Shart lays off an inside pitch for ball 3. So 3-1 now. Saints lead 1-0. Cam Conley on deck. Ball high, ball 4, and Shart loads the bases for the Saints. Cam Conley, big spot here for the Pepperdine infielder. It's DHing today. He's DH'd every single game so far this season, coming off Tommy John surgery. Be able to throw in maybe a week or so.
Big spot here for him with the bases loaded.
Conley, first pitch swinging, lifts this one into shallow right field. It'll drop for a base hit. It gets past the right fielder, Caden Peterson, and 2 runs will score, 3 runs will score. And how about a single that turns into a triple off the mistake by the right fielder? And the Saints lead 4-0. They put 3 runs on the board here on that bloop single to right.
Yeah, I mean, who else but Cam Conley, right, the designated hitter. He's been so good this really entire season. You know, not unexpected of him to go up there and have an at-bat.
So a trio of RBIs for Cam Conley, the score 4-0, and that's kind of been the storyline of the game. Both teams having opportunities. Both teams having opportunities with the bases loaded. The Foresters not able to capitalize in the bottom of the first. The Saints here putting up 4 early in the second, and still 2 outs with Conley over at third. Lopez with an opportunity. Struck out in the first inning on a lengthy at-bat.
And at this point, you got to wonder how long they want to keep Bixby in here.
It's really just tough for him, too, because that hit was soft contact into no man's land and shallow right field, and just kind of a mistake by Peterson out there in right, allowing a couple more runs to score.
And the defensive miscues that you've seen, so it's really been a struggle for him and this team early in this game.
Lopez lays off that one inside. Quickly the count at 3-0. And Lopez, who's been susceptible with strikeouts, you wonder if he just lays off here after seeing 3 straight balls.
Yeah, on a 3-0 count, you can be a little bit passive right now. You know, you have the walk possibility.
Lays off ball 4 inside, so a 4-pitch walk. And now runners on the corners with 2 outs. Mason Bixby really struggling on the bump. TJ Pompey coming over to just have a quick chat. Josh Livingston now back into the batter's box.
And so far, it's been a terrible inning for Bixby. Really just needs to, ground himself. Really avoid getting into those hitters' counts, which we've seen in the past couple of batters, and try to get ahead.
So Donnelly, Scott, Burge, and Sharp coming around to score. Lopez wanted to go over there at first. Bixby didn't even turn. Probably would have made it over to second safely, but runners will stay on the corners. Conley at third.
And again, after the balk, you kind of are a little bit wary of throwing over to first.
Smaldino on the bag, though, this time. He'll throw this time, this high, and that ball gets past. Conley's coming in for another run.
That could have been very dangerous for the Foresters. Luckily, they were able to keep it in.
Livingston struck out looking in the first. That was to end the inning, and Saints putting up 4 runs for the 4th time this season in an inning. 4 or more runs. Did it in the first game against the Riptide, the last game, or the last inning against the Oaks to walk things off. It was a 5-2 game headed to the 9th, and Peter Worth, the hero, lacing a single to left field, brought in the winning run.
And that's another bat that the Saints are kind of missing in this lineup. I believe he was hitting around 400. Yeah, around 400 before the unfortunate hit by pitch injury.
Yeah, it swelled up his elbow. He'll be out for a little bit. Livingston fouls one back. It was tempted to be a hit and run.
Now, I like the aggressiveness from the Saints right now. You know, when you have a pitcher that's been struggling this inning, you kind of just want to keep attacking him, see how many runs you can get out of his outing.
4-0 the ball game so far. After 4 runs in second inning, and we're not out of it yet. Runners on the corners, 2-1 the count. Livingston lays off for ball 3. And a pitch away from potentially loading the bases for the 2nd time in the inning.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to wonder how long his leash is, right? I know it's barely the 2nd inning, but it's getting more and more dangerous as this inning goes on.
Saints a batter away from batting around. Bixby muscles the 3-1. This one popped up sky high over the infield. It's Nolan Souza making the catch at second base to end the inning, but not before the Saints put up a 4 spot. 4 runs find their way across the board as 9 batters bat in the inning. Saints 4-0 lead headed to the bottom of the second here in Santa Barbara. Back here in Santa Barbara, Addison Klepsch getting his first crack at things. Has hit the only home run of the season for the Foresters. It actually happened yesterday against the Blues. Went 1-for-1 with a 3-run shot. Leads the team in RBIs and bounces this one right up the middle over the glove of Cole Dudding. He'll reach base safely as Adrian Lopez didn't have a play behind the bag at second.
Yeah, even if he gets to that ball, I think it's going to be a tough play at first with the legs that he's got on him. So, you know, tough break there. But, I mean, we saw Reyes in the first inning with runners on base, able to get out of that unscathed, so he's kind of used to it in this game.
Dominic Smaldino, another super tall hitter in the batter's box for the Foresters, 6'6", 235. Cal Berkeley playing teammate today, and Joey Donnelly, a future teammate behind the dish, and Alex Burge. These two guys will be teammates up in Northern California this year.
I'm just wondering, where did the Foresters get these giants from?
Well, you see, they're the Foresters, so like
Oh.
trees, tall guys. I
You're right.
feel like there's probably something with that.
You're right.
Bixby 6'7", Smaldino 6'6". Height is not an issue for the Santa Barbara team.
Absolutely not.
Maybe they should try and play basketball in the off days. Maybe
They're
They'd probably be really good.
Yeah, they're probably extremely good. Who'd play center, though? All of them?
Yeah, maybe Bixby. Maybe you go with a little stretch big situation. You play two big guys. I don't know, but the rec league basketball would go phenomenally. 1-1 the count. Checks back on the runner at first, and Klepsch has been super impressive in the young season. I mean, this guy's only had 6 plate appearances, but has been super productive. A double, a home run. Had the infield single now. As Smaldino, big swing, chops it foul.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best word to describe his game, you know, production, right? He's going to get you production.
And he hasn't even played a collegiate game yet. He's a rising freshman at Auburn University from San Diego, California. Future is bright for Addison Klepsch.
Almost as bright as this sun here, burning up a little bit, if I'm being honest.
You're going to have to pop the color behind me. Don't want to get sunburnt.
Oh.
That one hits Smaldino. Get some cheers from the home crowd here in Santa Barbara. A pretty packed Saturday afternoon, 5:17 p.m. It's Jackson Freeman getting his first crack at things in the 9-hole.
Yeah, and Smaldino, honestly, he ate that hit by pitch up. He just walked straight to first, no problems.
Jackson Freeman at Northwestern this past year, rising sophomore. Mentioned he was Big Ten All-Freshman Team honor guy. Had the 3rd most homers by any freshman in the Big Ten this season. led a pretty bad Northwestern squad, only had 4 conference wins, but a better season than, not this season, but the season before. Only won 10 games, up to 19 this season.
Yeah, but certainly, I mean, he's a bright spot on that roster for sure.
1-0 count. Freeman chops it foul behind home plate.
And only a freshman, so he has even more room to grow.
Started all 52 games for the Wildcats, the most by a Northwestern first year since Alex Arroyo started 55 games in 2017. It's the first Northwestern first year to start every game in a full season since Jack Dunn in 2016. It's going to be a part of that Big Ten program for a while. The Big Ten welcomes a couple new schools. Freeman chops another one foul. And even though he's batting here in the 9-hole, a super capable hitter, had 11 home runs and 39 RBIs with the Wildcats in 2024. Just his 3rd appearance with the Foresters so far this year. You know, quarter system, probably had some finals, had to get here a little later.
Are you a fan of the quarter system?
Personally, no, but to each their own. 1-2 the count to Freeman. Reyes check on the runner at second base. One-two, they'll do it again. Reyes watches down Burge. Hits it with the shimmy. Checks back at second. Heaves the 1-2. Just off the edge. Jackson Freeman, really good take. Freeman still searching for his first hit with the Foresters so far. Was really hot towards the end of the Big Ten season with hits in 11 of his last 12 games up in Evanston. Swings through that for strike 3. So big strikeout from Caleb Reyes, his 2nd of the afternoon, gets Freeman down on strikes.
Yeah, that was a huge strikeout, especially with runners on first and second. You now have the double play ball in effect. And that would get you out of the inning.
Caden Peterson back for his 2nd crack, grounded out to first base in his first at-bat back in the 1st to lead things off. Runners on first and second for the Foresters. 4-0 the ball game here in the bottom of the 2nd in Santa Barbara. About a 2.5 hour bus ride from Pasadena. 2 hours. A lengthy 2 hours. A lengthy 2 hours.
It felt longer.
It felt like a while, but about 2 hours. A car probably be a little quicker.
The way back always feels shorter.
Hopefully. The way back after a win definitely feels shorter. Still early, though. Strike 1 to Peterson inside. Saints putting up 4 runs in the top of the 2nd. As Reyes watches Bird again. Out of the count, 0-1. Lined softly over to Livingston. Will throw onto second. Spaldino trying to turn 2. That ball gets away, and a run will score for the Foresters off the throwing error. So a 4-1 ball game now, but the Saints do get an out.
Yeah, that was a tricky play. I think they might have been better off just holding that ball at second. Even if the throw isn't down low, I'm not sure you get him anyways.
So 1 run scores. Runner on second for the Foresters. That'll be Peterson. 2 outs here. 3-run lead for the Saints after just giving up that run. We've seen defensive miscues today. That's kind of been the storyline of this game, hasn't it?
Yeah. Saw it for the Foresters. Now we're seeing it.
Alex Burge makes a costly error there. Allows 90 feet more for Peterson. He'll scamper over to third now. So it looked like Burge just lost that in his equipment. Came up right back into the infield, and Reyes had to go collect it by the mound.
Again, another sort of defensive miscue. Luckily, he was on second, not on third.
Sebring went around there on that half swing, checked it back.
Nowadays they call that a sword. Pitching Ninja on Instagram, have you heard of him?
I have not.
They call that a sword swing. I think they officially track it now on, I believe, Baseball Reference.
1-1 the count to Sebring. Second at bat of the season. This one hammered left field. And a diving play, unable to come up with a catch. That's Ryan Scott, and they're not traditionally a left fielder. Really going full Superman to make a play at that. Really impressive to keep it in front of him, even though he didn't make the catch.
Yeah, I know. Does a great job of keeping it in front of him. If that gets behind him, you know, you're thinking about second, but he's keeping him on first. Unfortunately, a run does cross.
So Sebring with an RBI knock to left field. 4-2 ball game here in the second. So how about a 6-run total so far in the second inning between these two teams? TJ Poppy trying to add a little bit more. 2 outs, runner on first for the Foresters. Poppy pops this one way back and onto the road behind home plate. Hopefully no cars parked there. There's one that just drove by, excuse me.
Yeah, that road is pretty close, especially when you compare it to our stadium down in Pasadena. There's not really too much car activity going on in foul ball range.
Runner goes. Burge with the throw, not in time. Oh, yes, he was. Got in just in the back door. Beautiful throw, pinpoint accuracy on that back corner of the bag. And that's how the second inning will end. Foresters get 2. Saints lead by 2. To the top of the third we go. Adam Beck, David Matamoroz, Saints baseball.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it will score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 at the top of the first inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the game. It's outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound, and the Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Carrillo did get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the first inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the ninth for the Saints to end things in the ninth inning? What a game for the Saints.
Back to Santa Barbara here, Eddie Matthews Field, home of the Santa Barbara High School Dons. The Santa Barbara Foresters playing home games here. We've got a new pitcher on the bump for the Foresters.
Yeah, probably a good decision considering how the last inning went for Bixby.
Joey Donnelly will get the at-bat. It's number 36.
Leading off the inning for the Saints, first baseman Joey Donnelly.
Be Hensley, the pitcher for Santa Barbara, had to go to the original lineup card. His first appearance of the season, didn't have a number yet, but now he does, and it's number 36. The rising senior from Oklahoma, first appearance on the bump, and gets into action early in a 4-2 ball game in the third.
Yeah, I mean, a switch of pitchers was definitely needed for this Foresters team. We'll see what he could bring to the dish.
First pitch up high
Now pitcher for the Foresters,
for ball one.
number 36, Reed Hensley.
So Bixby only goes 2 innings of work, picking up 2 strikeouts, allowing 4 runs, a couple unearned. That time, breaking ball in there for strike 1. Beautiful pitch right there.
Yeah, that was nice. It looked like a ball. Like, it looked like it was going to be high the whole way. And then just drops down into the top of the strike zone.
3.86 ERA in 12 appearances at OU in 2024. As Donnelly catches up to that one, but just snags it foul.
Going to be playing in the SEC soon.
It's a Foresters team that has a slew of high major guys, some Big 12 guys, some SEC guys.
I'm still a little bit heartbroken about the Pac-12.
This one popped up way high in the air. Pac-12, it's weird now. You've got, some teams in the ACC like Cal and Stanford in the ACC. You've got UCLA and USC, Oregon and Washington in the Big 10.
Doesn't make sense to me. And I grew up watching the Pac-12, UCLA fan. Makes me sad.
Now you get the Big 10 sports, so can't really complain about that. It's swing and a miss. Strike 3 swinging. Joey Donnelly goes down on that after the double to lead things off in the second.
Now batting for the Saints, left fielder Ryan Scott.
Ryan Scott gets his second crack at things, was hit by a pitch that came in on the hands in his first at-bat in the second. Scott in the left field today. Grounded out into a double play in the 7th inning yesterday from Incarnate Word, the rising senior. First pitch breaking ball up high. Ball 1. And you really feel like Scott's one hit away from really just switching the momentum.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, for him at least, in this game, the Saints are already kind of have that momentum going, but it does kind of feel that way whenever he's at the plate recently.
He missed a home run by mere inches earlier this week against the Crawdads. And it just feels like that bat is just waiting to get hot.
And with his earlier start time today, it's going to be hotter for a little bit longer. We are definitely going to see the ball, fly a bit farther than what we're used to with the 6 o'clock games down in Pasadena.
And it gets cold down there in Pasadena at Jackie Robinson Field at Brookside Park. And game might start in the mid-70s, but by the 9th inning, I mean, it's in that mid-60s, low 60s range. Definitely makes it harder late in games as Scott watches that for strike 2.
I was kind of expecting more wind today here.
Yeah, we were talking about it on the way over, but maybe a little bit closer to the coast, maybe a little wind, but nothing so far here in Santa Barbara. 4-2 ball game. Scott watches that one upstairs for ball 3 and counts full. Really homey ballpark here. Eddie Matthews Field, the home of the Santa Barbara High School, the Dons. Kind of a bare bones setup, but nice crowd here on the Saturday. Strike 3 looking. Scott thought that one was a ball inside, and he's unhappy about that.
Yeah, no, he's definitely disagreeing with the umpire there. Gave him a few words, but.
So Hensley starts things off with back-to-back strikeouts. Struck Joey Donnelly out swinging, Scott looking, and now faces Ray Bermudez. Little righty-on-lefty matchup here.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a good job since, he came in for Bixby. Really efficient so far in this inning.
Bermudez flew out to left field. Nice play by Jackson Freeman to rob a hit away in the 2nd inning. Bermudez 1 for 5 yesterday, 2 for 4 against the Crawdads on Thursday. So 3 for 9 over the last 2 days. Hensley pummels in a strike to even the count at 1-1.
This would be really big for the Foresters if he's able to get a 1-2-3 inning here.
Mentioned already the 2 strikeouts, 2 batters face, goes off speed there outside half for strike 2.
Yeah, no, that was a great pitch.
He really is able to just pull that string on the off-speed stuff. Bermudez down on the count 1-2. Hensley heaves it high. 2-2. Alex Burge on deck, recently announced. He's going to Cal. He's waving to the broadcast setup here. We waved back. Got to keep it friendly. Come on.
Like we're talking about that energy, right? You need an energy, likable guy on the team, and that's him.
I mean, that's him in the on-deck circle. You know, he's focusing on the Hensley, focusing on us. Bermudez chops it foul to stay alive in the count. So a little bit of a battle here. Now the 6th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. 4-2 ball game here in the 3rd. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. Hensley deals. Swing and a miss. So how about a 1-2-3 inning, striking out the side, strikes out the first batter, second batter, and third batter. Bermudez walk back slowly to the dugout. 4-2 game. Saints lead by 2 here. Head to the bottom of the 3rd in Santa Barbara.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will. It will score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 at the top of the 1st inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the game. It's outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound, and the Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the 3rd base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Carrillo did get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground rule double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the 1st inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th for the Saints to end things in the 9th inning? What a game for the Saints.
Back to baseball here in Santa Barbara. 4-2 the score. The Saints lead by 2. Caleb Reyes back on the bump for his 3rd inning of work against TJ Pompey. Pompey didn't quite get his full at-bat to end the 2nd as Alex Burge caught Jonah Sebring stealing. Reyes quickly musters a first pitch strike and count 0-1.
Yeah, the last inning Reyes was, super efficient, especially compared to that 1st inning when he had, runners on all bases.
Pompey lifts this one over the head of Donnelly into short right field, and he'll make the catch as Cole Dudding thought he was going to make a play on that one. A little hug between the two, maybe.
Yeah, nothing major, no big collisions or anything, but did a good job of communicating.
So a pop out to first base for TJ Pompey. That'll bring up Nicholas Sanders, who we mentioned has been really good to start the year for the Foresters. 5 for 9 coming into today. Flew out to center in his first at-bat. Coming today as the team leader in batting average at .556 with a .600 on-base percentage. That'll take a little lower. First pitch swinging, strike 1. He's smiling to himself after that one.
Yeah, no, that was a bit of a swing there.
Caleb Reyes will deal a little bit of different stuff. Has that fastball, slider, changeup. Fastball sitting in the mid-80s, 86.1 average. Slider at 78 and changeup around 81 is another swing and a miss there. And quickly, Sanders in an 0-2 hole.
Yeah, and that's huge for Reyes. As a pitcher, you always want to get ahead early, give yourself balls to work with. We'll see if he pitches him out of the zone here.
4-2 the score in Santa Barbara. 3rd inning, 0-2 count to Sanders. The Texas catcher watches that for ball 1.
Another guy that's going to be playing in the SEC.
It's just the changing landscape of college sports. I feel like we mention this at least once on every broadcast, but conference realignment and NIL to the landscape of especially college baseball, as this one is pummeled towards left field. Ryan Scott coming in on it to make that grab, but really good contact from Nicholas Sanders.
Yeah, that one got to the outfield in a hurry, just went straight into the glove there. But, yeah, no, solid contact.
Can't really complain that. This is the first of 3 meetings between these two teams this year. The Saints have struggled, especially in Santa Barbara, in years past. The Saints squad just 2-6-1 against the Foresters on the road in the last 3 seasons. And, yes, they tied a game. I was going through the history last night. I was a little surprised about that. An 8-8 game, July 1st, 2022. That was here in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, and this Santa Barbara team is just full of history. I mean, they've sent the most guys to the MLB. They have the most title victories. And the Saints are, relatively new to the CCL, and I think this is going to be an interesting matchup all season long, especially come those later months, July, early August.
And normally these teams will face each other 7-8 times a year, but this year only 3 meetings, and kind of uncharacteristic for 2 division foes. This one chopped slightly foul, was right on the line for a second, but kind of hooked a little too far to the right.
I mean, they are both in the CCL South, but it is a little bit of a trek to get up here and for them to come down to us.
4-2 score, 3rd inning, 1-2 the count to Souza. Reyes vying for his first 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon. Faced 6 batters in the first, 5 batters in the second. This will be the 14th batter he's faced. What a close pitch, just off the edge. Evens the count at 2-2.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if he goes to that off-speed stuff right now. Try to punch out.
He's got that slider. He's got that changeup. See if he goes there or goes back to the fastball. Went outside that time for ball 3, and now count full.
Big pitch here. Either get out of the inning or walk, or you can get a hit.
Maybe a foul ball. We'll see. Payoff pitch upcoming. On the way. Breaking ball just outside. That'll be a walk for Nolan Souza, the second baseman today for the Foresters. We'll bring up Jesse DiMaggio.
Yeah, and that was a very disciplined at-bat by Souza. He's going to be able to extend this inning and get another guy up to the plate.
DiMaggio stranded the bases, or Reyes stranded the bases loaded for the Foresters back in the first. DiMaggio strike out looking. It was his first strikeout for Reyes. He's got 2 today. Pitch inside for strike 1. Reyes, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, a hit by pitch, 2 runs allowed. Swing right through that one, Jesse DiMaggio, and quickly the count at 1-1. Or 0-2, excuse me.
Yeah, no, he's got 2 strikes on him, no balls. He's got some pitches to work with. That's definitely what you want here.
0-2 count, Souza at first. Reyes focusing on DiMaggio. DH today. 0-2. Fouled back. He'll live another day.
And you hear the grunt with every pitch. He really has a powerful delivery, especially with that, I don't know what you call that, the squat.
The little squat, hits the weight room before every pitch.
He just comes to the plate so powerfully.
He knows what he's doing. So successful with the Saints last year. CCL all CCL honoree, and strikes out DiMaggio there to end the inning. So Foresters will strand 1 to the fourth we go here in Santa Barbara. 4-2 the score. Saints up by 2. Eight, 9-1 due up. Burge, Dudding, and Sharp. Back-to-back days where the Saints have roughed up a starting pitcher that had a really good outing prior. Luke Sterner yesterday for the Riptide, and today Mason Bixby. And second inning of work for Reed Hensley upcoming. Struck out 3 batters in a row, Donnelly, Scott, and Bermudez in the third inning.
You know, Hensley did a perfect job of coming in this game and getting out quickly, right? That's what they want from him, especially with Bixby, you know, not going too far in the game. They're going to need some length from him.
Burge having a conversation. The backstop Sanders. You know, a little catcher-to-catcher communication, one would say.
Yeah, you know, they call him the general of, you know, the defense, so they have that connection.
Burge watches first pitch strike, low and away. Guess it wasn't that far away if it was called strike, but on the outside lower corner of the plate. Count even at 1-1. Hensley's done a good job so far coming into this ball game. We mentioned the 3 strikeouts in the first inning. Burge watches that sweeping breaking ball enter the zone for strike 2.
And now he's quickly behind now, 1-2.
And we've seen that from Hensley, that big breaking ball really has fooled these Saints hitters.
Yeah, and a lot of them looking, right? They think it's going to be a ball, and it just works its way into the zone.
Burge does enough to stay alive, fouling it off into the trees. One would say the Foresters here at the Foresters home park in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, not much of a forest, I would say.
It's it's an assortment of trees, a clump of trees. A lot of trees in right field. Beautiful ballpark with a picturesque background here in Santa Barbara. Ball high, count even at 2-2.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the camera can pick this up, but there are some fans sitting out on that mound all the way out in left field. Sorry, right field.
Cole Dudding on deck. Popped out to first in his first at-bat as now Burge has done what Alex Burge does and full count here, and on base percentage at .571 coming into this game. Had the single, came around to score in the second.
Yeah, he's doing a good job making the pitcher work in this one. Started 1-2, now he's up to a full count.
Hensley hums the payoff pitch low, ball 4. And how about that? A beautiful walk from Alex Burge to lead things off, and what an at-bat.
Yeah, no, great at-bat. Worked his way down from 1-2 up to a full count and then a walk. Now there's a runner aboard.
That's kind of just what Alex Burge does. Only batted 156 at Wichita State this past year, but really high on base percentage at 341 for such a poor batting average. Thanks to 13 walks, 5 hit by pitches with the Shockers. Transfer to Cal, we've mentioned that. And now Cole Dudding in his second game with the Saints. And he hammers this one to left center field. It'll get down for extra bases. Burge on his horse, rounding second, rounding third. It'll score a run. Is Pompey gonna throw it home? Close play at the plate. Ball bounces over Sanders, and runner will advance to third base. That ball gets past Dudding, coming all the way around. And how about a Little League home run for Cole Dudding? It's double, advances on the throw, advances on another throwing error. And how about 2 runs on 1 hit crossing the plate for the Saints? 6-2 the score here in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, I know. Again, it's the defensive miscues. It's been a theme throughout this game for the Foresters' defense.
Now batting for the Saints,
And
center fielder, Jacob
they let up
Sharp.
2 runs.
So an RBI double for Cole Dudding. Came around to score on an error.
And he made solid contact on the first pitch he saw as well.
Now Jacob Sharp, who's been so good this season, and the top of the lineup filling in for Crew McChesney, who we haven't seen the last 2 days. Single and a walk so far, and an opportunity to keep the offense going after 2 runs on 2 batters scoring for the Saints. That on-base percentage at .333 coming into today. We'll hammer that left side. Nice play by Klepsch to keep it in front of him, but had no opportunity to get it over to first. That left the infield, though. It could have been extra bases.
Yeah, no, he does a good job of keeping it in front of him.
So Shirt has reached base all 3 times at the top of this lineup. The Cal State Fullerton guy from Camarillo, California. And Cam Conley now at Pepperdine University. Didn't play last year, coming off that Tommy John surgery, but started 62 games in his 70 NCAA appearances. Fowles first pitch up and away behind him.
Yeah, he came up big in his last AB. Looking to see what he could do now with a runner on first.
He had that single that brought in 3 runs in his second at-bat. That was in the second inning when the Saints squad put up 4 runs. Adrian Lopez on deck. Sharp back in time. He's safe at first as Hensley. It's just his first appearance of the young season for the Foresters. And this one is popped into shallow center field. It's the second baseman Souza ranging back, making the grab for the first out of the inning.
Now batting shortstop Adrian Lopez.
Adrian Lopez with a walk in his second at-bat in the second, a strikeout in his first at-bat. It was still a good first at-bat, went to a full count.
Yeah, anytime you can get the pitcher in a full count, get more pitches off of him, I'd consider that a productive at-bat.
Can't really complain. Lopez has struggled with the strikeout so far. It was his 8th of the season and just his 4th appearance. Coming into today, striking out in 47% of his at-bats, but we mentioned how productive he was yesterday, 3 for 5 get day with a double, 2 runs scored, a triple, 2 RBIs, but had those 2 strikeouts. So even in a really productive game, striking out in 40% of his at-bats. Shart at first. 2 runs have scored so far in this inning. 1 out. Lopez lays off the breaking ball in there for a strike.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. It looked high. Again, found the top of the zone.
1-1 the count to Lopez, the rising sophomore who will play for USC next year in the Big Ten. It still seems weird. I know we keep talking about this, but it just seems weird.
Yeah.
Like USC, Big Ten.
In my mind, I kind of thought it was wrong for a second. Like, no, they're in the Pac-12.
This one is sliced into right field for a base knock. Sharp will get to third. Lopez stays at first, and now runners on the corners with 1 out. Saints in a 4-run lead in the 4th inning, trying to add a little bit more. Josh Livingston could be the guy to do it.
Josh Livingston.
Yeah, Saints have been doing a good job of getting guys on base. And also bringing them in.
Livingston struck out looking in the first inning, popped out to second base in the second. That was to end that inning, and Livingston with an opportunity to add to his RBI total in the year. Only one this season. It's his first RBI of the year yesterday, and also had 3 walks. Foresters will have a conversation in the middle. The Saints 4-1 on the young campaign. Foresters 3-2, a game back in the CCL South Division. First of 3 meetings between these two teams. The next 2 will be played in Pasadena. Jackie Robinson Field at Brookside Park across from the Rose Bowl. What have you liked about the Saints offense so far? Obviously, 6 runs on the board and some defensive struggles, but anything really standing out to you?
Yeah, they're not trying to do too much. They're just trying to get solid contact, especially early we saw with Bixby with him throwing so fast. You kind of just got to get, okay, solid contact. You don't have to swing out of your shoes because he's going to provide the velocity. And so they've just been doing that all of these ABs against both of these pitchers.
This is already the 3rd at-bat in the 4th inning for Josh Livingston. Just had the 3rd at-bat for Lopez and Conley and Shart, too, at the top of the lineup. Cleanup hitter here, Livingston. Runner goes, Lopez stealing second. Shart fires back over at 3rd. Sanders was aware that Shart was on the run, so Lopez will snag his.
Yeah, that's something else that they've been doing in this game and all season. They've been so aggressive on the base paths. Heads up base running. They're able to take advantage when the defense makes mistakes or, miscues.
So runners on 2nd and 3rd for Livingston with 1 out. Lays off that strike outside half. Cam Conley was the second popped out for the first out of this inning. Joey Donnelly cheering on his teammate Josh Livingston, saying, "Come on, Josh." Lays off that one outside for ball 2.
And only 1 out here. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Double play ball isn't in effect. A ground ball could score a run from 3rd.
Livingston looking to add to his RBI total this year. Only has 1, as we mentioned. It's on a 4-game hit streak, too. Watches the breaking ball in there for strike 2. And that breaking ball has been so effective for Reed Hensley.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of swings on it. We've seen it be taken for strikes looking a lot. And that's how you know it's really effective, when guys don't even think it's going to be in the zone and it finds its way.
It's just painting so far with that off-speed stuff. 2-2. Hensley powers the 2-2 past Livingston for another strikeout. Livingston, tough day for him. Already his 2nd strikeout, this time swinging. And Joey Donnelly, an opportunity, right side of the batter's box, the lefty, with a runner on 2nd and a runner on 3rd. Up 4 here, the Saints 6-2 lead in the 4th inning. Ryan Scott on deck.
Yeah, with 2 outs now, Hensley only has to focus on the batter. He can keep himself in this at-bat. Doesn't have to worry about the runners as much. Really just focus on getting this 1 out.
What a big play by Nicholas Sanders, throwing onto 3rd to keep Shart there rather than trying to catch runner at 2nd. This one is deep to right field, just off the top of the wall. We'll call it a ground rule double. So how about back-to-back days with ground rule doubles for Joey Donnelly, his 2nd double of the game already. 2 more runners score for the Saints. 8-2 ball game here in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, I mean, he has that power from the left-handed batter's box. It's only a matter of time before he hits one of these out of here, right? And, I mean, he hit it to a pretty deep part of the park. Maybe if he pulls it a little bit more towards right field, it would have been gone. But I know it's only a matter of time.
Scoreboard still says 7-2. Pretty sure the score is 8-2, but Donnelly now at 2nd. Bringing in the 2 runs Still no change in the scoreboard.
We have it on ours.
But you know what? It is what it is. Scott will pummel this one into shallow right field, slicing into the glove of Caden Peterson, but not before the Saints tally a couple extra runs on the board, put up 4 more here in the 4th inning. How about an 8-2 Saints lead? Headed to the bottom of the 4th here in Santa Barbara. Back to Santa Barbara. Good news, they fixed the scoreboard 8-2. We weren't going crazy. 6-run lead for the Saints after putting 4 runs on the scoreboard for another time, not just this season, but in this game. Addison Klepsch swinging through that first pitch strike.
Yeah, this really does remind me of the Saints game yesterday. At one point, they did have 8 after only a couple of innings of play. As Evan would say, a little bit of deja vu.
Evan Davis getting the day off today in the broadcast booth. Hopefully enjoying the Dodgers game. Haven't checked the score of that or when it starts, but told me that he's going out there to Dodger Park.
Dodger Stadium.
Dodger Stadium now. It's always been Dodger Stadium. What am I saying?
Yeah.
No,
You're
clearly on the East Coast.
You're not from Los Angeles,
Straight
so
up.
we'll give you a pass on that one.
Give me a pass. 2-1 the count to Addison Klepsch. You know, I get very confused because they change Marlins Park every, 2 years. It's Lone Depot Park now. Marlins are just such a tough team to watch as Klepsch swings through. Another strike from Reyes. 2-2 now. Unfortunate that they don't play in L.A. during my time out here this summer. Because they faced the Dodgers earlier in the year. Jazz Chisholm hit a leadoff home run in one of the games, and then that was kind of all the Marlins had in that one. As Adrian Lopez, tough play for him, slings across the diamond, past the glove of Donnelly. And that's going to be, Klepsch will get an infield single, probably. Run over to second.
Yeah, even if it was brought in by Donnelly, it would have been close for sure.
So Klepsch on second to lead things off. 8-2 the score here in Santa Barbara, and Dominic Smaldino, the in-house power forward center for the Foresters rec basketball team, potentially getting his second at-bat after being hit by a pitch earlier in the second inning.
Yeah, I think he's definitely playing center.
He's probably playing center. I mean, 6'6", 235 from Ladera Ranch, California. It's back-to-back guys here in the bottom of the lineup from Ladera Ranch, California. Smaldino from there and Jackson Freeman on deck from there. They went to different high schools, though. But nothing about Dominic Smaldino is small.
I like the way you put that.
38 on his back. Chance of Smaldino, here we go, right here from the Foresters dugout. Runner on second. Saints lead by 6. Reyes flings, first pitch. Burge will check on Klepsch over at second, and that ball beamed him in the back. Hopefully he's okay.
He's
It's
walking it off. He
one way to
looks-
make sure the ball doesn't get into the outfield.
Just brushing it off. He looks good.
0-1 to Smaldino, who was hit by a pitch in his second inning. Jackson Freeman on deck, sporting his Northwestern batting helmet and his guard on the right foot, right ankle.
Not a big fan of the purple on the white and blues.
Yeah, it does look a little funky. Maybe the helmet looks good, I think. But the ankle guard
You might be a
seems-
little bit biased.
Yeah,
since-
I might be a tad biased, but, you know. 1-1. Purple looks good on anything, though. Come on, like, such an underrated color.
I agree it's an underrated color.
But you're right, it does kind of mess with the mojo that the Foresters have with the navy blue and the red. That looks pretty clean. Saints have a good colorway, too, with the navy blue and gold.
What's your favorite uniform that the Saints wear?
I like the Pasadena ones. I really like these ones, too. I think blue is such a strong primary color as Smaldino. Big swing and miss at that one. Count quickly even at 2-2.
I think my favorites are the pinstripes.
Pinstripes are also classic. Sounded like a Yankees fan with that, though. Which you're definitely not.
Definitely not. Dodgers all the way. I wish they would switch up the uniforms a little bit more, but it is what it is.
Reyes flings the 2-2. Pummeled foul.
Yes, Maldino doing a good job on this at-bat, of extending it right, getting these foul balls. We'll see how long he can keep this at-bat going.
It's Klepsch over there at second. 8-2 the score here in Santa Barbara.
Things starting to cool down a little bit.
Yeah, the sun's definitely getting a little lower, which is nice because it was pretty warm for a second. 2-2. Strike three looking. Really nice pitch by Caleb Reyes to freeze Smaldino. It's his 4th K of the game.
Yeah, that was a great strikeout. Great pitch.
Foresters left fielder.
And just caught him looking.
Presented by BMW of Santa Barbara, Jackson Freeman.
Here comes Jackson Freeman. Reached base in 45 of 52 games in Evanston for Northwestern this past season. Against the Blues yesterday went 0 for 1 as 2 strikeouts. Now 3 strikeouts on the season in his 3rd appearance. 0 for 5. Still searching for his first hit. Watch his first pitch outside. Still looking to reach base for his first time, too. Still hasn't found his way on the base paths yet.
And one thing I've noticed about this Foresters roster, looking at the roster before the game, they have a lot of shortstops, guys written down on the roster as shortstop. And I mean, growing up, shortstop's always the most athletic position on the team. So, I mean, you kind of see it with the Padres today in the major leagues. They have a lineup consisting of a lot of shortstops, and so a lot of athletic guys.
We got Tatis Jr. playing in the outfield now.
Machado played shortstop for a little while.
Freeman will bunt. It'll go down the third base line. Burge trying to make a play, and Freeman will get to first base. Burge kept the ball as Reyes went to cover the bag, and Klepsch, some smart base running, will come around to score. So add a tally for the Foresters, and how about the first base hit of the young CCL campaign for Jackson Freeman, a bunt single that scores a run.
I know that was very interesting. Again, the defense a little bit confused there as the runner advanced from third to home, and no one was covering the plate. But I think a good job by Burge of not trying to force any plays, right? He kept the ball in his hand, and that's going to keep the runner at first.
Peterson will come into the batter's box for his 3rd at-bat. Hasn't taken a crack at things since the 2nd inning. First pitch swinging over to Lopez. Double play ball. Donnelly unable to scoop it, as we've seen a couple miscues on throws over to first base from the middle infield.
Yeah, I know. We've seen 2 of those already where Donnelly's kind of, forced to try and scoop it, and he just can't come up with it, but you can't really blame him. Those are hard plays to make.
So back-to-back fielders' choices for Caden Peterson, 0 for 3 today. Has, gotten on base twice now with this fielder's choice. And Came around to score in the second inning. Jonah Sebring, third at-bat, third plate appearance, rather. Walked in his first at-bat. Singled and was caught stealing in the second. This ball gets past Burge. Peterson will advance to second.
And now the runner, in scoring position. Even a single could be dangerous here now.
8-3 the score here in Santa Barbara. Home of the Dons, the Santa Barbara High School team. We'll get a mound visit. Burge coming out there, Lopez, Livingston, and Dudding. Probably just talking things over, trying to sort things out here.
Yeah, only one more out to go. Just trying to get centered back in this at-bat.
We've seen a palooza of offense so far. 8-3, already 11 runs. This game's scheduled to start at 4:30. It's already 6:08. And we are just in the bottom of the fourth with 2 outs. Slow moving here in Southern California.
Yeah, a little bit. That's why they have the pitch clock now in the majors, but
hasn't quite made it to the CCL yet.
yeah.
Get things going back. Sebring up in the count 1-0. Huge first RBI on the season for Jackson Freeman to add a run to this scoreboard for the Foresters. Ball low. 2-0 count now for Sebring. He walked back in the first. Reyes settles himself. Flings inside for ball 3.
A dangerous count now, down 3-0. Needs to find a strike here and stay in this at-bat.
Two outs. Reyes, and this one is hammered straight away center field. An absolute no-doubter, a 2-run shot for Jonah Sebring. And how about that in his first appearance of the season?
Yeah, no, he got all of that one. Hit it to center, didn't, really pull it. He was able to get all of that one. Center field out, it's 380, so.
Nearly 400, probably, that one. Just pummeled off the bat. 8-5 ball game now. 2 outs as Reyes has really struggled in the early going so far in the season. Allowed 2 earned runs, 4 runs total in his first inning of play the other day. It's just 6 days ago.
Yeah, now he has to face another dangerous hitter in the form of Pompey.
Pompey hammered 10 home runs on the year. That was Sebring's first home run of the year, obviously his first game played, but now home runs in back-to-back games for the Foresters after not having any home runs in any games prior this season. So 2 on the year for Santa Barbara. Saints still searching for their first home run as Pompey, big swing, is trying to add to that Santa Barbara Foresters home run tally.
Reyes up to 0-2 now. Gonna see what he brings.
Imagine maybe going to the off-speed stuff, maybe something outside. This one popped up over Forrester's dugout. 4th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. And if someone brings that ball back, that's a foul ball there. You get a smoothie, free smoothie?
Some Blender's gift card. I've never heard of Blender's.
I'm assuming smoothie of some sort.
We have confirmation.
We've got confirmation from some of the home fans. Strike 3 looking. Caleb Reyes gets out of the inning, but not before Jonah Sebring adds 2 more to the Foresters' tally. Jackson Freeman adds a bunt RBI. Foresters put up 3, 8-5 ball game, headed to the 5th.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it'll score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 at the top of the first inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the game. It's outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound, and the Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Carrillo did get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the first inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th for the Saints to end things in the 9th inning? What a game for the Saints.
Back to baseball in Santa Barbara. 8-5 the score after the Foresters put up 3 in the bottom of the 4th. New pitcher on the bump for the Foresters, Shea Went, the righty from Creighton. He's transferring with 3 years of eligibility left. Has a fastball. Throws it in the low 90s, tops out at 95, 92, 94-ish for the fastball. Has a changeup in the low 80s and then a curveball in the high 70s. So the Saints will see their 3rd pitcher of the game so far in just the 5th inning.
You know, we saw with Hensley, his breaking ball stuff was kind of fooling the Saints, and we'll see if Went can use that curveball in a similar sort of way.
So both of the Foresters pitchers that they've used today, Mason Bixby in the first 2 innings, Reed Hensley in the second 2 innings, allowing 4 runs. Hensley striking out 4, Bixby only 2. Shea Went now, rising sophomore from Blair, Nebraska, gets set for his second appearance of the CCL campaign. Ray Bermudez in for his 3rd at-bat. He'll pop this one sky high right over to first base. Smaldino didn't know where it was at first. Now tracking back into foul territory, back into fair territory to make the grab.
Yeah, a little bit of a treacherous route there. Thought for a second he might have dropped it or not gotten to it, but he did a good job of recovering, finding the ball, and making an out.
So 1 pitch, 1 out for Shea Went. Last appeared against the Blues 4 days ago. 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 walk, no earned runs, 3 strikeouts. That was his only appearance of the season. Second pitch from him today. High for ball 1. Alex Burge has reached base both of his at-bats today. Singled in the second, walked in the 4th, came around to score both times. 2 of the 8 runs have been thanks to Burge touching home plate. Quickly ahead 2-0. And it's really, you feel like it's a mentality thing with Alex Burge, just really disciplined in the plate.
Yeah, just trying to get on base. That's the goal, right? Whether it's a hit, a walk, however he can. You can see here he takes 3 straight balls, and now he's in a 3-0 count. And that's what he does really well. He gets in these hitters' counts, gives himself room to work, and now he's 1 ball away from a walk.
Taking all the way, didn't even lift the bat off the shoulders. Went, whistles that one in for strike 1. 3-1, high ball 4, and how about a 5-pitch walk for Alex Burge. Now walks in back-to-back plate appearances and has reached base all 3 of his plate appearances.
I mean, we've seen that in college, right, with the average not being as high as you would like, but getting on base. And that's really just what you want from a guy like him. Does a great job of getting on base and letting guys bring him in.
Saints blew this one open 8-2 in the fourth, but a response by the Foresters in the bottom of the fourth as Dudding will line this one deep left field, way back and over the wall for a home run, the first of the year. Cole Dudding, welcome to Santa Barbara, his first road game of the year, and Dudding is the guy to get into the home run tally for the Saints.
Yeah, and a lot of us interns, we were betting on it being a left-handed hitter. And it turns out it's a right-handed hitter, so, I mean, a little bit unexpected, but definitely appreciated.
Dudding destroying a 2-run bomb to left center, and that's a deep part of the ballpark. It's 380 to straightaway center. That one getting over the fence in left center over the Santa Barbara sign out there. And how about 2-run shots by both teams in back-to-back innings? 10-5 ball game as the Saints have now put up double-digit runs in back-to-back games. 11 yesterday in the 11-3 win against the Riptide. Now 10-5 here in the fifth inning.
Yeah, again, I'm going to use Evan Davis's line. I'm feeling some deja vu here. Very similar to yesterday.
It's good that it's not copyrighted, you know, because that would be bad. Wouldn't want to take the broadcast down.
Someone somewhere might, so we should probably look into that.
Jacob Shart in his fourth plate appearance. Singles, 2 of them so far in the first and fourth innings, and a walk in the second. Came around to score in his last 2 plate appearances. Shart has been really productive at the top of the lineup. And here's another single. 1, 2, 3 of them in this ball game. And that one gets kind of past the right fielder. It's going to be a close play at second base, and he's safe. How about some great base running by Jacob Shart?
Yeah, aggressive. I like it. This aggressive Saints base running has just been a theme the whole season. And there you see he turns what we thought would be just a single into a double. And the double play ball isn't in effect now with 1 out, so just a great heads-up base running move there.
So how about Cole Dudding? He hit his first career home run to left field, his first career collegiate home run to left field in his last at-bat of the season in the Summit Conference Tournament against Northern Colorado. That was his 35th at-bat of the year. And now, in just his second game, in his 6th, 7th plate appearance of the young season, hits a home run with a wood bat, the first of any Saints hitter this year.
Yeah, definitely not something that we expected, but, I mean, it was hit absolutely.
It was nuked.
Yeah.
It was nuked.
Yeah. What a great way to say it. I was trying to find the words, and you found them for me.
Conley now back to the dish, 4th plate appearance of the game. Saints offense is spurred to life, still undefeated when scoring 6 or more runs. That is certainly in effect today. Saints at 4-1 atop the standings in the CCL South. Have the best record in the CCL as this one's hit to center. Pretty easy play from Sebring to record another out.
Now batting the shortstop, Adrian Lopez.
Bring Adrian Lopez back up. Struck out in his first at-bat, walked in his second at-bat, singled, stole a base, and came around to score in the 4th inning in his 3rd at-bat, and now with an opportunity in his 4th at-bat. Runner on second, that's Jacob Shart, who has been so underrated coming into this season. Maybe not a guy that we were expecting to really impress, as Went will check on Shart at second. And this is something we've also seen from Shea Went, too, allowing a lot of contact. Allowed 3 home runs in 23 innings pitched. Allowed 5 doubles in that same span as a freshman at Creighton with a 7.04 ERA. Batting average allowed at 277. So he's definitely allowed hard contact in his first collegiate season. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Oh, 0-1 the count to Lopez. Short at second, Livingston on deck. Went, whistles the 0-1, swing and a miss from Lopez, and he's quickly in an 0-2 hole.
Yeah, like we said, it's been the strikeouts for Lopez that have kind of been the thorn in his side. And now he's looking at an 0-2 count. Going to try to get some balls thrown here.
Runner on second, 10-5 ball game. Saints lead by 5 after a Cole Dudding 2-run shot. 0-2 to Lopez with 2 outs. Went, powers in the 0-2. Lopez lays off, and he wanted to go.
Yeah, no, but, good discipline, laying it off, trying to work back in this count. And it moves to 1-2.
Went the 6'1", 205-pound rising sophomore. He was at Creighton as a freshman, transferring 3 years of eligibility left. Announced that on June 3rd. He's going to check back at second, shirt off the bag, now in a pickle, and he'll get back in time. The umpires had a little disagreement, didn't really know what the call was, but Shart will slide back in there.
Yeah, nearly scary there. Almost got himself in a pickle there, but he was able to slide back in. Could have been the end of the inning.
Shart slivering out of an inning ending out there. 2 outs, 1-2 count to Lopez. Went on the bump. Slings the 1-2. This one hammered towards center field. A pretty easy play by Jonah Sebring. So 2 more runs cross the scoreboard for the Saints thanks to a Cole Dudding 2-run shot. The Oral Roberts second baseman adding 2 via the long ball to left center field. Saints lead by 5 here in Santa Barbara. 10-5 the score. Headed to the bottom of the 5th. Welcome back to Santa Barbara. New pitcher on the mound for the Saints. It's going to be Jace Presley in his second appearance of the year. First appearance against the Conejo Oaks on June 9th. 1 inning pitched, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, no hits. Former teammate of Josh Livingston in 2022 at Crowder College. Presley tall at 6'4", 185. First pitch strike to Nicholas Sanders.
Yeah, if the Saints had a basketball team, he would definitely be a starter.
Yeah, he's got the length. I mean, who else would probably be in? Who would be the point guard? I feel like Alex Burge would make a great point guard.
Yeah, he's got that energy. He's got that charisma. You definitely want him running the point. And he's a team player, right? Like, he gets on base, and that's really what you want from a point guard, to be a team player. So, great comparison.
Nicholas Sanders finds himself in a 1-1 count. Presley Undecided on where he's playing college next year. Didn't play at GCU in 2023. Crowder College 2021 to 2022. He's a dual sport athlete in high school. He quarterbacked his football team, was a two-time Arkansas State champion, River Valley Conference Player of the Year, and Northwest Arkansas Offensive Player of the Year, logging almost over 3,000 yards and 37 passing touchdowns in high school.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that a pitcher would play quarterback. That's usually what you see from these dual sport pitchers.
Crew McChesney, another dual sport guy, wasn't obviously not a pitcher. He played wide receiver. Interesting, the wide receiver outfielder. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, you got to be able to cover a lot of ground, be fast, athletic.
Presley will zing that one low for ball 4, and a leadoff walk to Nicholas Sanders as Foresters find themselves in a 5-run hole.
That's a good way to get things started against a new pitcher. Get a man on board early. No outs. A man on first. We'll see if Souza can do something here.
And after a really strong year last year, Caleb Reyes, this is his 3rd year with the Saints. In his first season in 2022, 2.74 ERA. Last year, a 1.73 ERA. A 2023 CCL All-League team member with 22 strikeouts, a 1.73 ERA, as we mentioned, a 3-1 record last season. But in his first 2 outings of this year has seemed hittable and has seemed shaky. And he was a guy that this Saints squad was pretty excited to have back. And through 2 starts, maybe not the best stuff, probably still working through some things.
Yeah, and you got to be grateful for the offense, right? When your pitcher's not having his best day, this offense can really help the team, right? Put up 10 runs today and kind of, keep, the other team's scoring runs, keep them at bay by scoring runs of your own.
Sanders wanted to go, ended up staying over there at first. Burge was ready to fling over to second. Two-one count to Souza. Arkansas sophomore. He's a freshman All-SEC team member. Had a really strong season with the Razorbacks. 7 home runs, 28 RBIs in 40 games, slashing 255, 366, and 509. That 366 on base percentage, really impressive in the SEC.
Yeah, competitive baseball being played down there.
We've talked about the height of these batters for the Foresters, but 6'3" for a second baseman.
A little bit tall, but he definitely can move around.
Super athletic. That pitch inside. Count of 3-2.
So in danger of walking another batter here.
The one thing you don't want to do is when you have a 5-run lead, want to allow the other team to kind of stay in the ball game. That's what's happened here with the Saints. That pitch just on the outside for ball 4. So back-to-back walks. Presley struggling to find the strike zone. Pinch hitter in for Foresters. Jack Holman, the UCLA senior, rising senior. Coming in for Jesse DiMaggio, who, tough day for him, 2 strikeouts.
Another tall guy. He's 6'4". This lineup is just full of, big guys, powerful guys. Long arms, can reach pretty far out there. So we'll see what he can do with 2 men aboard and no outs.
First pitch swinging, chops foul down the first base line. So Presley ahead 0-1. On the season, 2 for 4 with a run and RBI, 2 walks. No strikeouts in 2 games. 0 for 1 yesterday with an RBI, 2 walks. Was caught stealing. So this one right through the middle for a base hit. It'll score a run as the Foresters now cut the deficit to 4. So 1 swing of the bat. This game could be tied if the Foresters are able to load the bases. But how about a RBI single up the middle for Jack Holman?
It's just been a tough early going for Presley. Still unable to come up with an out here.
Picks up a strike, though, to Klepsch. Up 0-1 in the count. Presley checks on the runner at second. Flings, fires. Klepsch did not go, so 1-1.
Count 2-1 now.
Presley still checking on Souza at second. Watching him and fires that one, and that was a confident strike for strike 2. Count even at 2-2. Presley with runners on first and second that he has to worry about. His Forester squad trying to come back, and now a hit by pitch. So he's allowed 3 free passes and an RBI single. Bases loaded, 4-run ball game, 10-6 Saints lead, and Dominic Smaldino up to the dish.
Yeah, no, powerful guy here. If he can get one into the outfield, it's going to be rough for the Saints.
So hit by pitch to Klepsch, who singled came around to score in both of his at-bats. That was in the second inning and fourth inning. Now a hit by pitch in the fifth. Smaldino with a hit by pitch in the second and a strikeout looking in the fourth. They're going to have a conversation on the mound here as Presley has seen 4 batters, still recorded no outs, and the bases loaded, 4-run ball game. Smaldino, probably not the guy that you want to see at the dish, just with his size, 3 home runs. He's a freshman at Cal Berkeley in 39 at-bats.
And I'm expecting from the Saints to see, some pitches low, a lot of breaking ball stuff. Try to get that double play ball on the ground to at least get 2 outs quickly. But we'll see what Presley brings here.
If you're the Foresters, this is exactly the way that you need to play with the deficit. Just chipping away. 8-9-1 on deck. Smaldino in the 8-hole. Jackson Freeman on deck in the 9-hole, and then back to the top of the lineup. Swings through the first pitch. Presley gets a big strike and went to the off-speed there. 0-1. Another big swing by Smaldino, and quickly in an 0-2 hole, and this kind of allows Presley to attack him with his full arsenal.
Yeah, we're going to see, I'm guessing, the breaking ball stuff. Try to get a ball either on the ground or get him swinging and missing.
Bases loaded, swing and a miss, strike 3. So how about a 3-pitch strikeout, all strikes swinging. Smaldino unable to bring it home a run.
It's the left fielder, Jackson Freeman.
And with Freeman bunting in his last at-bat, you wonder, might he go to that again and get a squeeze going?
Did it successfully in his last at-bat. That was his second at-bat. Struck out in his first at-bat. Had 11 home runs at Northwestern this season. And he hammers this one into right field for a base knock. Should be extra bases for Freeman. It'll score at least 2. And Jackson Freeman slides into second base with a 2 RBI double. 10-8 ball game here in Santa Barbara. Things are getting very interesting.
Yeah, solid piece of hitting there. First pitch he saw, just went after it, liked what he saw. Able to bring in 2 runs.
And how about Jackson Freeman after struggling in his first 2 games this season? Third game, 1 for 2 with 3 RBIs, that double to right field. Chase Presley really struggling on the bump. What do you think he's doing wrong here? What's not working?
I think it's the fastball, right? I think he really should have went low, keep going low, right? Try to get the double play ball. There was 1 out. All you needed was a ground ball, something weak. Maybe he just missed his spot. Definitely just having a rough start.
First pitch swinging. It's Jack Bollinger, pinch hitter for Caden Peterson. Interesting decision there is Peterson came around to score in the second, had, I guess, grounded into two fielders' choices. Kind of unlucky. Let's put the ball in play. All 3 times he's been at the dish, 0 for 3. This one is lifted left side, shallow, over to Adrian Lopez. Easiest out he'll have of the season.
Two outs now. Presley trying to get out of this with limited damage. The go-ahead run at the plate now.
And Sebring, huge home run last time he was up. 2-run shot in the 4th. First home run that we saw in this game, and Cole Dunning answered it in the away half of the 5th with a 2-run shot of his own. Sebring gets intentionally walked after the home run, and that'll load the bases. It gives you the force out everywhere. But interesting decision, especially with how dangerous a hitter TJ Pompey is.
Yeah, it's you kind of intentionally walk a dangerous hitter just to get to another dangerous hitter.
So an intentional walk for Sebring brings up Pompey. First pitch inside for a ball. And really interesting with Presley, who's already walked a couple batters in this inning. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Struggled with command. Just an interesting decision. Big strike there, evens the count of 1-1. Big moment here, 10-8 ball game. Bottom of the 5th, bases loaded after Jackson Freeman with a 2 RBI double. Pompey swinging, chops this one over to Lopez, who'll fling on to second, not in time. He's safe there. Dudding kind of in no man's land, doesn't know where to throw it. And Livingston tags, or tried to tag, Lopez back over to the plate. Burge will tag Freeman, and the Saints will get out of it. A little bit of a scary moment for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Their ball was over in the left side of the infield, didn't really know where to get the out. They had 2 guys over at third base, and Freeman moving up, and they wanted to get the guy at second base. But eventually, Burge tags Jackson Freeman to get out of the inning. 10-9 ball game, as the Forester is able to get a run on the board there. To the 6th we go here in Santa Barbara.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it'll score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 top of the 1st inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the games outside. Ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound, and the Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Carrillo did get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the 1st inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th for the Saints to end things in the 9th inning? What a game for this Saints.
Back to action here in Santa Barbara. 1-0 count to Josh Livingston. Livingston swings through that for strike 2. 0-2 or 1-1 on the way. Watches that for ball 2. Livingston from Wichita State, rising junior. Still without a hit today, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Now in a 3-1 count. What a ball game it's been here in Santa Barbara. The Saints finding themselves up 8-2. This one flown out to straightaway center field. Pretty deep, but not deep enough. Pretty easy catch for Jonah Sebring in center.
Now batting for the Saints, first baseman, Joey Donnelly.
Joey Donnelly get another crack at things, his 4th at-bat of the game. First pitch high from Went. One 0 the count. Swings through that for strike 1 and count quickly even at 1-1. 4 runs for the Saints in the 2nd inning, 4 runs in the 4th inning, 2 runs in the 5th inning thanks to a Cole Dudding home run. But the Foresters hanging around. It was an 8-2 ball game, then 8-5, 10-5, and now 10-9. After 3 runs, 4 runs coming across the board in the 5th.
Yeah, that was a huge inning for them and the momentum shift that we feel, especially with this crowd here. They were pretty vocal when their Foresters scored. So you slowly start to feel the momentum shifting.
Donnelly in a 3-1 count. Swings through that, checked his swing, but went around. Three balls, 2 strikes, 10-9 ball game, top of the 6th here in Santa Barbara. It's been an afternoon of offenses. This is a softly hit chopper right back to the pitcher and Went, who flings on to first for the 2nd out of the inning.
Now batting left fielder, Ryan Scott.
Yeah, and Went, he's been doing a good job since he came into this game, trying to get out of these innings quickly and has a chance at a 1-2-3 inning here.
Scott, the left fielder today, hit by a pitch in his first at-bat, struck out in his 2nd at-bat. That was a strikeout looking. Scott watches that for a strike. Dogs barking behind home plate. Pretty good turnout for this Saturday afternoon here in Santa Barbara. First of 3 this season between the Foresters and the Saints. Scott swings big cut on that ball in the dirt. Quickly down 0-2.
Yeah, Went now in a pitcher's count here. Can get out of this inning pretty fast, and that's exactly what you need here.
Lays off the ball in the dirt again for ball 1. Bermudez on deck. 2 outs, nobody on. 10-9 ball game. Saints lead by 1. Went, deals, and Scott falls for it again. A big swing and a miss. Another strikeout for him, and the tough start to the season continues for the Incarnate Word first baseman and outfielder. At the bottom of the 6th we go here, 10-9, Saints lead. Welcome back to Santa Barbara. This one's popped up from Nolan Souza over to the third base side. Josh Livingston calling things off, makes the grab. Nicholas Stander starting things off in this inning with a base knock to left field. And new pitcher for the Saints, Andrew Wright, the left-handed pitcher, in his second appearance of the season. 1 strikeout, no hits, no earned runs versus the Conejo Oaks 6 days ago.
Yeah, one of the only lefties on the team. Both of these teams very scarce in lefties. Here we get to see one.
This one way inside on Holman. Pinch came in as a pinch hitter for Jesse DiMaggio. Now filling in for DiMaggio, his second plate appearance. Holman RBI single came around to score in the 5th inning. Now we're in the 6th. That was part of the Foresters' surge. Pulled things back to a close ball game. 10-9. Remember, this was an 8-2 ball game at one point. Cole Dunning, 2-run shot. The difference right now. Things have tightened up here. Wright flings that one in the dirt for ball 2.
Yeah, Burge does a great job of keeping it in front of him, keeping that runner at first. So now, a 2-1 count.
Holman 3 for 5 on the year with 2 RBIs. 2 walks, no strikeouts yet in the young season for the UCLA first baseman. Also played a little catcher, too, in his career. Wright wields and fires. Swinging strike to Holman.
6'4". It's a pretty big catcher. A lot of real estate to block the ball, I suppose.
Played with the Foresters in 2022 in 17 games, at a home run, 11 RBIs, 13 walks, 12 strikeouts, slashing .229, .375, and .333 here in Santa Barbara. Wright flings this one, chopped left side, hopped strangely for Adrian Lopez, who catches up to it in foul territory, but 2 on now, and the tying run over at second base.
Yeah, it was going to be a tough play either way. Would have had to throw across his body over to first. Probably weren't going to get the double play. Maybe could have got the runner at first. Either way, would have been tough.
How about the day for Addison Klepsch today so far? Has reached base every single one of his at-bats. 2 singles, came around to score both times, and a hit by pitch came around to score to end the 5th inning. Now, 1 out here, 2 on. Foresters trying to look for their first lead of today. Potentially a extra base hit away from that. First pitch strike.
You know, the way these two teams have been running the bases, even a single could potentially bring in a run.
It's not even really the way that they've run the bases. It's more the poor defense, the poor miscues and throwing errors that we've seen, a slew of them in this game. 1-1 count to Klepsch. Remember, Klepsch has not played a collegiate game yet. A rising freshman at Auburn has been so productive this season. Burge flings on to second to keep Sanders over there, and he gets back in time. Sanders at second, Holman at first. Souza popped out in between them. Right a strike away from having 2 outs in this inning. Klepsch watches that one. Strike. Should be strike 3, but it's actually strike 2. Oh, no, it is strike 3. Okay.
I thought I might have been wrong for a second. But no, strike 3 and a big strike 3. 1 out to get out of this inning now.
It's almost as if he didn't realize it was strike 3. I don't even know if the umpire did, too. But I think there was eventually a, yeah, you're out of here. 3 strikes. You don't get 4. Dominic Smaldino back for his 4th plate appearance. A bases loaded opportunity with no outs.
Awkward catch there for Burge. Did a good job not letting it get between his legs to the backstop.
Yeah, that ball gets past him, and those runners are advancing 90 feet to second and third. Smaldino struck out with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th.
And the way the defense has been playing, you might even consider going to home on a play like that.
Who knows? Smaldino, big cut, looked just a tad in front of it, or else that one would have been crushed towards the left side. Chopped it foul instead.
Yeah, it takes a lot of big swings. We saw in his last at-bat, swing and misses, but if he could connect on one of those, you know he has the power.
Coming in this game, 2 for 8 with 3 RBIs, 2 strikeouts. He's already added 2 strikeouts to his tallying out to 4 on the young season. His 5th game for the Foresters this season. High school, he was 2023 first team All-Orange County from Ladera Ranch, California. Another swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Smaldino. Just has not been able to catch up to anything today. He's been trying to hammer the ball and is only hammering himself into a hole.
A lot of Cal Berkeley guys on both sides today.
Smaldino, a Cal Berkeley guy. This one low. Burge, now a Cal Berkeley guy, announcing his transfer yesterday. Joined Joey Donnelly in Berkeley. 2-2 now. 2 outs, 2 on. 6th inning, 10-9 Saints lead. Andrew Wright trying to get out of this inning. The lefty versus righty matchup. Flings the 2-2. This one popped up, way up in the infield. Lopez calling, dudding off to make the grab. To the 7th we go. Saints clinging on to a 1-run lead. 10-9 here in Santa Barbara. Back to Santa Barbara for the 7th inning. Here, 10-9 ball game at Eddie Matthews Field. Here, the home of the Santa Barbara High School Dons. Shea went back on the bump for another inning. Gave up that 2-run shot to Cole Dudding that has proved to be the difference so far, but still 3 innings left to play, and this game very interesting.
Yeah, definitely still up for grabs. Could be anybody's game. Only a 1-run difference. With Ray Bermudez up to the plate now.
So 7th inning, 7-8-9 due up. Ray Bermudez's 4th plate appearance today. Has not reached base safely yet. Flew out in the 2nd inning, struck out in the 3rd, and then popped out to first base in the 5th inning, still searching for that hit on base streak. He's currently at 4 games. He's reached bases in every appearance so far, and so far today has not had that moment. Swing and a miss for Bermudez. Strike 1.
And can I make a bold claim here?
Okay, go for it.
I think he has the best drip on the team.
Best drip on the team. That's a solid take. I mean, who else are you putting in that conversation?
Maybe Burge. Maybe Donnelly.
Maybe Adrian Lopez too. I think Adrian Lopez has got good.
Yeah,
good
you're
drip.
right. I think it's the red gloves.
Could be the red gloves. Quickly in an 0-2 hole, though. Can the red gloves get him out of it? That one bounced in the dirt. Right off the chest protector for Sanders behind home plate. Bixby was the starter today. Chased after just 2 innings, allowed 4 runs. Saints got to him early.
Heater just wasn't working for him.
Went. Throws the breaking ball, strike 3 looking, and a 4-pitch K for Went.
Yeah, and that was just a nice pitch. Just dropped into the zone.
Now batting for the Saints, catcher Alex Burge.
Able to get a strikeout looking there.
How about Alex Burge's day today? Came into today with a .571 on-base percentage and has done nothing but continue to get on base in this one. 2 walks, came around to score in his last 2 plate appearances, singled back in the second, and came around to score that time too. Trying to make it even 4 for 4 in terms of making it on base. Watch his first pitch strike, however. Burge was tied for second on the team in home runs, 5th in RBIs, 3rd in slugging last season with the Saints. Only batter to return to Pasadena for summer 2024. Colt Dudding on deck. Burge fouls this one back 0-2.
This is what Went has been doing to a lot of batters. He's been able to get ahead 0-2. Get some pitches to work with. We'll see if he goes out of the zone here.
0-2, Went. Winds and fires another strike, so how about back-to-back strikeouts for Shea Went? Struck out the last batter of the 6th inning, so that's 3 in a row for Went.
Second baseman, Cole Dudding.
Got Ryan Scott swinging, Bermudez swinging, and Burge looking.
Yeah, already 2 looking strikeouts as well. He's fooling these hitters. They think it's not going to be a strike, and it ends up making its way into the zone.
Cole Dudding, last at-bat he had was a home run to left center field to put 10 on the scoreboard for the Saints. First pitch strike there from Went. Went. Breaking ball, big swing from Dudding, trying to recreate that moment in the 5th. Put in an 0-2 hole with 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 7th. Went nods at the second pitch. Fires just inside for ball 1, just nibbling the edge of home plate.
Is that nearly a 9-pitch inning?
Nearly. Nope, it wasn't. The first at-bat was 4 pitches. Would have been really nice, but a strike nonetheless. So how about 4 in a row for Shea Went? Absolutely dealing, keeping the Foresters in the game. 10-9 to the bottom of the 7th we go. Foresters, they're hanging around.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it will score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 at the top of the first inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the game. It's outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound, and the Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Rio did get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the first inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th for the Saints to end things in the 9th inning? What a game for the Saints.
Welcome back to Santa Barbara. past the 7th inning stretch. 10-9 the score. The Saints on top by 1. Pinch hitter Drew Markle coming in for Jackson Freeman. Freeman, productive day. 2 hits, a double, and a bunt single, both brought in RBIs, as Markle slams this one towards center field, right up in the air, and right over to Jacob Shart for the first out. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
I know I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but another player that is 6'4".
Yeah.
What factory are these guys coming out of in Santa Barbara?
They're fielding.
That just produced these giants.
They're fielding a rec league basketball team. That's what they're doing. They happen to disguise as a baseball team. Tough start to the year for Drew Markle. Couldn't quite get into it, but now 3 for 22. Batting average below 140 as order turns over for Jack Bollinger in his second at bat. Andrew Wright still on the bump for the Saints. Bollinger popped out to Lopez at shortstop in his first plate appearance. This time bunts down the third base line. Wright's going to barehand this throw on a first. Not in time. Bollinger playing a little old school baseball, bunting his way on base.
That's already 2 we've seen today. 1 from Freeman. Now 1 from Bollinger.
So how about a bunt single for Jack Bollinger and Jonah Sebring, who was intentionally walked last time up after the 2-run shot in the 4th. Also singled, was caught stealing in the 2nd, walked in the 1st, has had a very productive day, reaching base in all of his plate appearances, 4 in total. Wright pitches inside, a strike on the inside half of the plate to start Sebring off. (10-9) ball game here in Santa Barbara. The temperature's definitely cooled down.
Definitely felt like a while for it to cool down.
This one is launched towards left field, over the fence for a home run. So how about the Foresters? Down 8-2, now lead 11-10. A 2-run blast from Jonah Sebring, his 2nd of the game in his first game for the Foresters.
Yeah, and I mean, now you see why they intentionally walked him in his last at-bat.
2 2-run home runs for Jonah Sebring, and the Foresters now lead 11-10. And what a turn of events we've seen this afternoon for the Saints. Just a palooza of power. 3rd home run of the game between these two teams. Sebring 2nd. Now the Saints find themselves in a hole as Wright gives up a 2-run blast to left. Couldn't quite see it as it hooked down the foul pole. Pompey, big swing, trying to make it back-to-back home runs for this Foresters squad.
And if you're right, you just can't let that get to you, right? You need to finish this inning.
Pompey, a 2nd-team freshman All-American in 2024, an All-Big 12 freshman team guy, an All-Big 12 guy, too. It's on a 4-game hit streak after the infield single to start things off in the first. 2-1 the count. Right? Flings that one. This one popped up to shallow center field. Lopez ranging back. Dudding will make the catch. Poor communication in center field between the middle infielders and Shart, but the Saints able to come up with the out.
Yeah, you know, no harm, no foul, right? Still got the out. Just next time need to work on the communication, calling someone off. But there's 2 away now.
Really sloppy game so far between these two teams. A slew of defensive errors. We've seen 3 runs. And you mentioned maybe some of the heat. This game starting a little earlier in the day. Maybe the potential for some long balls, and we've seen it here. Sanders digs back in for his 5th plate appearance. Walked and singled in his last 2. Flew out in his first 2 plate appearances. Wright starts him off with the ball. 1-0 count. Sanders gets really low in that batting stance. Burge had to step up to snag that one.
Stance kind of reminds me little bit of like a Soto just from the right side.
It's super low, very athletic posture. Watches that strike for strike 2. 2-1 the count. That'll even the count at 2-2 after the swinging strike. Jonah Sebring, what a game for him in his first appearance with the Foresters this season. 2 home runs. First CCL player to hit 2 this season. Does it in his first game.
Yeah, talk about a debut.
Talk about a debut, yeah. Just polishing off the power. This Foresters team has now hit 3 home runs in the last 2 games. That ball low for ball 4.
Now batting for the Stars.
Yeah, no, we came into this game not seeing any home runs in previous games, at least for me.
I hadn't seen one either.
And now we've seen 3.
Or no, Cam Cummings had a home run for the Crawdads earlier this week in the leadoff
You're right.
spot on Tuesday against the Saints. But other than that, it had been very quiet. Get a little conversation here. Foresters maybe asking for something.
Not sure what they would be
What's the
asking for.
mentality from this Saints squad? They've been resilient at times this season before. They've come back. They've had big moments. They had a walk-off already this season. But what do you have to do after you've led this entire game but now trail?
I think it's important to not change what you've been doing. I mean, you have 10 runs, right? It's not an extremely large deficit. You're only down 1 run, so you just got to, stay in your stuff. Another
Foresters
timeout.
will call timeout.
Not sure what's going on here, but
We mentioned earlier in the broadcast how Santa Barbara's been really just a tough place for the Saints to play. Over the past 3 years, the Saints 8-11-1 against the Foresters, but just 2-6-1 at Santa Barbara. We'll get a pinch runner over there at first base for Sanders.
Now pinch running for the Stars, Dylan Fishborough.
And Dylan Fishborough will be the pinch runner.
I don't think it's really for, any tactical sort of reasons for the pinch runner. Maybe some discomfort in Sanders. Maybe something happened on the way to first.
Fishbow, typically an outfielder. Interesting to see how that lines things up defensively. Only has 1 appearance this season against Ventura County Pirates. This one popped up left side. Souza. It's a long run, and that's in fair territory. Ball was dropped in left field. A run will score, so how about a pinch runner coming around from first? And Souza over there at third base. Couldn't quite see exactly what happened in left field.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. Our view's kind of cut off over here.
For the Foresters, brought to you by Rick Wilson.
But it's going to bring in some runs.
Nonetheless, the score 12-10 now. Runner on third. Dylan Fishbow coming in as a pinch runner,
And
making his way all the way around.
with 2 outs, you're running on contact anyways, and so the runner on first just kept going all the way, able to score easily. I mean, that's going to make things a little bit tougher for the Saints. We were just talking about, the mentality going into the next inning. Umpires, we're discussing something.
And the run's not going to count, actually. It might have been I think what they're going to call is a ground rule double, because they're sending Souza back to second, and they're sending Fishborough back to third. So 11-10 ball game. They're going to call it a ground rule double. Once again, couldn't quite see what happened in that left field area. Maybe the ball bounced into kind of no man's land.
Could have maybe,
We'll figure out. We'll get a confirmation.
I'm thinking maybe the ball got stuck in the fencing or something.
We'll let you guys know in the top of the 8th when we come back from break. But nonetheless, score still remains unchanged. Runners on second and third for Wright. Now just has to worry about Jack Holman, who's already had a pretty good day, 2 at-bats, 2 singles.
Yeah, the Saints kind of catch a little bit of a break there. We thought they were going to be down 2, still only down 1.
And this one is pummeled left field. Shart calling Scott off. He said he had it, and he does. So just that 2-run blast by Jonah Sebring, his 2nd of the season. Now leads the CCL in home runs with 2. Only player coming into today, no players coming in today had 2 home runs. He's the first to do it. Shea went back on the bump for the Foresters. To the 8th we go. Shea went still on the bump for the Foresters. 11-10 the score. Foresters lead by 1 after the home run by Sebring, and promised that we'd have an update on what kind of happened there. And basically what happened in the bottom of the 7th was Ryan Scott tried to make a play in left field. The ball was in fair territory, and then it went off his glove and into the bullpen. The Saints bullpen there in left field, so it was ruled a ground rule double. That's why it didn't come around to score.
And that's going to benefit the Saints, right? You know, they're only down 1. Thought they were down 2.
Shart watches that one high. Ball 2, 2-1 the count.
They still got some work to do, though.
Shart has reached base in every single plate appearance he's had. 3 singles and a walk in a 2-2 count now. Cam Conley on deck. A 3 RBI single. Shart bounces this one down the left side. Kind of a swinging bunt, and he's going to reach base safely. How about 4 singles? A 4-for-4 day with a walk. That's a great day for the on-base percentage. So a leadoff single, the top of the order with 1, 2, 3 due up. Conley here, Lopez on deck, and Livingston in the hole. Exactly the guys you want up at the top of the lineup when you trail by 1 run in the 8th.
I mean, that's why he bats at the top of the lineup, because he can get on base. That's really what you need here.
But that's the thing with Shart, though, is before yesterday was batting in the lower half of the lineup. I think he was batting in the 7 hole against the Crawdads. But yesterday, replacing Crew McChesney at the top of the lineup. McChesney was supposed to go at the beginning and didn't end up going. So Shart filled in as the leadoff guy and has played fantastically since. Went 2 for 4 with 2 runs yesterday. Has gone 4 for 4 with 2 runs and a walk today.
Pitching now for the Foresters, Ryan Taman.
The Foresters
Apparently going to the pen.
might be going to the pen here. The PA announcing a new pitcher, but nothing has happened so far.
Went has been solid, right, in the few innings that he's worked. They are going to the pen.
They're going to go to the pen, indeed. People looking over there. The new pitcher looks like it's going to be Will Rogers from Michigan. Let's just confirm that. That will end Wednesday. Rogers a two-way player. Catcher and right-handed pitcher. He's at Arizona State in 22 and 23. At Michigan last season for his first year in the Big Ten. An 11-10 ball game. And it's really been an afternoon of swings and lead changes. The Saints led 8-2 at one point. But now trail 11-10, and they got things started right with Jacob Shart leading things off with a walk.
And I mean, it's kind of been a mix of both, just really like an explosion of offense, powerful swings, and also a lack of defensive prowess. Right, we've seen a lot of miscues, a lot of mishaps, especially on the base paths. And both of those things kind of add up to, I mean, to a 10-11 game, just a high-scoring affair.
But if you're the Saints, this is exactly what you want, right? You've got 2, 3, 4 after Shart. And these are the batters that have been so good for the Saints this season.
And, I mean, this might be a controversial, thing to bring in a new pitcher when he was dealing. I mean, I would say he was dealing. He was getting out of innings really efficiently, really quickly. And so, this could maybe not work out in the way that the Foresters may hope.
Rogers last pitched on the 8th. That was a week ago, last Saturday against the Blues. 1 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 save in that appearance. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. That was the only appearance of the season. Also has 11 plate appearances, or 12 plate appearances this season for the Foresters. Played 28 games for Edmonton in the West Coast League and 12 games for Wareham. The Gatemen in the Cape Cod League in 2022 with the Foresters last year. Hit 297, 352, 438. That was a slash line in 32 games. Led the team with 4 home runs, but as a pitcher only pitched in 1 game, and the pitching has been something that he's kind of added to in his time, especially at Michigan. 2 and 4, with a 5.94 ERA at Michigan with 53 innings pitched. 42 strikeouts, 22 walks with the Wolverines in 2024. As Cam Conley digs in. Watches strike 1 on the off speed. Rogers from Shoreview, Minnesota.
Heard some chattering in the Foresters dugout saying, give him the fastball.
Conley will bloop this into shallow center. It gets down for a base hit. Not a great piece of hitting, but it works off. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Now batting for the Saints, Adrian Lopez.
So 2 on now. Still no outs.
And Adrian Lopez, we've mentioned this multiple times, right? The strikeouts have been an issue this season. And struck out in his first at-bat, walked in his second, singled and came around to score in his third at-bat, and flew out to center in his fourth at-bat. This is his 5th plate appearance. But a strikeout here is probably the worst thing that you could do.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's the worst thing you could do at any time.
But especially in this moment,
yeah,
when you're trying to come back into this game, you're down a run, 8th inning, big spot. Definitely seen what Lopez can do coming to this game with a 7.14 BABIP. That's batting average on balls in play. Lays off that for ball 1.
Yeah, that was a good layoff. You can see, thought about swinging. Good discipline at the plate.
And that seemingly happened a couple times today with Lopez. Has thought about swinging. He's been a little bit more disciplined. Watches strike 1.
And this could probably just be his way of addressing the strikeout issue, right? Trying to be more disciplined at the plate.
11-10 the score, 2 on, no outs, 1-1 the count here in the 8th. Will Rogers on the mound taking over for Shea Went. Rogers giving up the single from Conley. This one lifted to right field. Easy out for him. Out there and right. And Shart trying to advance to third. Very aggressive base running. Will get in there only because the throw was kind of off the line.
Yeah, and so Lopez, he's going to move the runner over. And so, while, you know, he didn't get a hit, right, at least he made contact, got it out to the outfield. Still just 1 out now, and a fly ball could bring in a run.
So runners on the corners, 1 out. Saints trail by 1. The fly out to right field for Lopez. It's Bollinger who's taken over for Caden Peterson. This game starting at 4:30, just reaching the 3-hour mark here, only in the 8th inning. Livingston watches strike 1. To be fair, we have seen 21 runs cross the plate between these two teams combined. It's been a fun afternoon in Santa Barbara. Here, Eddie Matthews Field. Rogers checks on Conley first. Conley's got speed on the base paths. Would not be surprised if maybe he tried to advance to second, putting pressure on catcher to make a play.
Yeah, and by, you know, if he were to steal second, he would take out.
And he got him off the bag. Rogers turns, fires to first, and gets Conley. So a huge and critical mistake. Now 2 outs here. It's the Foresters dug out to their feet.
Did not know there was a zoo in the vicinity. Kind of sounds like some zoo animals hollering over there.
Livingston, huge moment.
But I was going to say a stolen base would have taken the double play ball out of effect, but no need anymore.
Livingston lays off that one. 1-1 the count, 2 outs after Conley gets clipped at first. Shart at third. Tying run just 90 feet away here in the 8th inning. Rogers winds and fires, 1-1. This one belted up behind us. Watch your heads, people sitting in the stands. I think it might have hit like the top of a house, the roof of a house behind home plate here.
I don't know. It hit something, and it hit it with velocity.
1-2 to Livingston, 2 outs. Rogers trying to get this to the bottom of the 8th. Livingston belts this one left side out of play. So they'll do it again. The dance continues, 1-2, 2 outs. Saints trail by 1 with the tying run 90 feet away, and Jacob Shart standing on the bag. Cam Conley clipped it first. Saints had runners on the corners with 1 out. 1-2, they'll do it again. Swing and a miss. And Josh Livingston, unhappy with himself, strands the tying run on third to the bottom of the 8th. We go here in Santa Barbara. 8th inning here in Pasadena. A little weird because here in Take Me Out to the Ball Game, they forgot to do it in the 7th inning stretch, so I guess they did it in the 8th inning stretch. But you know what? You learn new things every day. Santa Barbara has been the host of a fantastic baseball game this afternoon. 11-10 Foresters lead, and in comes Kobe Minchie. His 3rd appearance of the year, 6.0 ERA, 3 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, 2 hits. Last appeared against the Crawdads on Tuesday. Pitched 2 innings in that one, 2 earned runs, 2 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, facing 11 batters, and really struggled to control his fastball. That's something we talked to him about earlier this week when we got a chance to interview him. Mentioned that the off-speed stuff was working, but the fastball couldn't really locate. See that one in there for ball 1 inside, once again going to the heater.
I mean, if he can locate it, it's a deadly pitch.
You know, throw in the mid-90s. Klepp's trying to catch up to that one, fouls it off, evens the count at 1-1. And Minchie, we saw him be pretty productive in the first outing of the year against the Riptide, picking up the save with a scoreless 9th inning, allowing just a walk. Also struck out a batter. That was 8 days ago on opening night in Irvine. She tosses the 1-1 in there for strike 2, and fastball's working. Bottom of the 8th here in Santa Barbara, 11-10 the score. Saints trailing by 1, and Minchie with the strikeout, his 5th of the season.
Yeah, he elevated that fastball and just pushed it right past the batter. Good strikeout. Trying to be really effective in this inning and really just help the Saints get through to the next.
Pinch hitter here for Dominic Smaldino. It's going to be Johnny Rodriguez. Long Beach State's rising sophomore has played in 5 games this year. 4 for 16, batting .250, on base percentage at .294. Struck out twice. He's got hits in 4 of his last 5 appearances. No multi-hit games this year for the Long Beach State infielder. Watch his first pitch ball outside. Minchie continuing to throw heat. It's kind of his MO. Also his ammo.
Good one.
You know, I try sometimes. 1-0, sped right past Rodriguez for a strike. Continuing to throw the heater.
Like I said previously, you know, when it's on, it's super effective. When it's off, it could be kind of detrimental.
We saw a couple wild pitches for Minchie last appearance. This one chopped over to Lopez. Strong throw over to first to nab Rodriguez. So 2 up, 2 down here in the 8th.
Now batting for the Foresters, sponsored by D and Von Riff. It's Drew Markle.
Drew Markle, pinch hitter.
I mean, that's really what they need from Minchie. They just need him to get through these innings, you know, try not to let anybody on base, get through these innings fast and efficiently. That's what he's been doing, so just 1 more out. The Saints get another chance to bat.
Markle came in as a pinch hitter for Jackson Freeman in his last at-bat, flew out to center before we could really give you any backstory. First pitch swinging again, this one through the right side. It's his 4th hit of the season. Now 4 for 23. 3 singles and a double. Markle, after a really tough start to the year, could be a turning point after a big game yesterday where he went 2 for 4 with a double, an RBI. Scored a run in that game too, so now 3 hits in 2 days for the Ole Miss infielder. That'll bring Bollinger back up at the top of the lineup. That one outside for ball 1.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see some aggression on the base paths here. Maybe a steal.
2 outs, no harm, no foul. Minchie tossed to first, and this one gets past Donnelly. Markle's going to scamper over to third, so an error by Donnelly. That ball was in his glove. It popped off just the top of it, and now an insurance run 90 feet away from home plate for the Foresters. And this game really has felt like the momentum has switched to the Foresters, and it's kind of gotten away from the Saints.
Yeah, I mean, at one point it was 8-2, like you said. Saints only scored 2 runs since then. The Foresters now up to 11, so Saints are really going to need to do something about that at the top of the next inning.
Bollinger at Westmont College, previously at Sacramento State, Cabrillo College, and Folsom Lake College. Played with the Anchors in the CCL in 2023. 2022 with the Foresters, 9 plate appearances in 3 games, no hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Singled last time he was up, 3 for 11 prior coming into this game. That one hammered right at us. Thank God there's a wooden, I guess, grate and a fence, or else that was taking either my shins off or your shins off.
I think it might have been mine. That was pretty scary. I'm not going to lie, I flinched a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a tad. That's fair. To be fair, that was rocketed right at where we're sitting, just down the third base side near home plate. Eddie Matthews Field. This one hits Bollinger. That pitch from Minchie gets away. So now runners on the corners, 2 outs here with the Saints trailing by 1 in the 8th.
Yeah, scary situation now. Minchie started the inning off 2 straight, putaways. But now he's got 2 runners on base.
And a super dangerous hitter in Jonah Sebring up at the dish.
But, I mean, how likely is a 3 home run night?
Yeah, well, no. When you say that, then you bring it into play.
You're right.
But the 2 home runs, the 4 RBIs, also had a single, a walk, and an intentional walk between his home runs. He was like, yeah, you're going to intentionally walk me? Well, watch me do this. Hammers another one to left field, hit the first one to more or less center field. And runners on the corners to Sebring as Minchie first pitch tugged for a ball. So runners on first and third. She tosses that one just off the edge for ball 2.
Yeah, that fastball starting to get away from him. Was able to control it to the first 2 batters, but starting to see it loosen up.
2-0 count. Minchie flings this one in there for strike 1, and that's a big one. The difference between 2-1 and 3-0 is drastic, especially at this part of the ball game here. And sun starting to set. Not quite yet. It's only 7:39, but this game started at 4:30. Well over 3 hours now. Runner going. Bollinger on his horse to second. Really good play by Dudding to keep that ball in, but excellent base running by Drew Markle, scampering from third, home for an insurance one. 12-10 ball game now here in Santa Barbara. An interesting decision for Burge to even throw that ball.
Yeah, no, and that was also just heads-up base running by the Foresters. I thought, by Dudding getting it in front of him, keeping it in the infield, that nothing would come from that, but the Foresters just took the opportunity and ran away with it.
This game has not necessarily gotten out of hand yet, but has gotten away from the Saints. And it's been the defensive miscues. It's been misses offensively, errors. It's been sloppy baseball today. That's makes sense when there's a 12-10 ball game here in the 8th. So after a single, 2-out single for Drew Markle, hit by pitch to Bollinger, Sebring, a 3-2 count. This one popped up left side. Lopez will have it. 3 down. So to the 9th inning we go. Foresters add 1 on a Drew Markle smart base running play from third base up to home. Single to get things going with 2 outs, but a 2-out run for the Foresters. They're up 2. To the 9th we go in Santa Barbara.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it'll score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 at the top of the first inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the games outside. Ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound, and the Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2. With the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Carrillo did get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the first inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th for the Saints to end things in the 9th inning? What a game for the Saints.
Five, 6, 7 due up here. It's Donnelly, Scott, and Bermudez. 12-10 the score. Foresters up by 2. Rogers still on the bump after getting the Foresters through that 8th inning when the Saints inch closer. Shart, the tying run at that point, only 90 feet away on third base, but the Saints stranding him and Cam Conley getting clipped off first. 0-1 to Donnelly, swings through that. Strike 2. 0-2.
Yeah, now it's do or die time, right? And Donnelly's been swinging a pretty hot bat, so hopefully he can get something going here, but he's already down 0-2.
Has 2 doubles today, came around to score in the second as part of a 4-run second inning. The Saints put up 4 runs in the 4th and 2 runs in the 5th, but since then have been very quiet as the Foresters have come back to take a 2-run lead. 1-2 in the dirt, ball 2, evens the count at 2-2. Rogers flings the 2-2. Donnelly chops it foul. Hard hit right down the line, but pushed it to the right of first base into the bullpen for the Foresters.
Pretty dangerous spot there. Kind of reminds me of like the San Francisco Giants at a bullpen like that, right?
2-2 on the way. Just missed the strike zone. That one looked really close. Full count now, 3-2. Donnelly working in this at-bat.
Yeah, good job of battling back down 0-2.
Payoff pitch from Rogers. Gun for strike 3 swinging, and that's a huge one for the Foresters.
Now batting for the Saints, Ryan Scott.
It's back-to-back strikeouts for Rogers. Ended the 8th inning, striking out Josh Livingston, swinging and starts the 9th inning, striking out Joey Donnelly. Scott has a couple strikeouts today. Swings at the dirt for strike 1 here, and it just has not been Ryan Scott's day.
Yeah, no, and in this spot, you have to stay disciplined. You have to take what the pitcher gives you. You can't be swinging at balls like that. He does a good job of taking that one.
Lays off that. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Didn't get fooled twice. 1-1 count, 1 out. Saints trail by 2. This one chopped right back up the middle. Pompey throws on to first for the second out of the inning, and now the Foresters 1 out away from a huge comeback victory. Trying to tie the Saints atop the standings of the CCL South.
I mean, this is going to be an interesting matchup between these two teams to watch later in the season.
They still have 2 more meetings as Bermudez rips this one. deep center field to the wall and gone. How about a home run from Ray Bermudez to center field over the head of Jonah Sebring, and this is quickly a one-run ball game. But that run by the Foresters in the bottom of the 8th, that one was huge.
Yeah, but this is great for the momentum, right? You know, you got 2 outs. A guy hits a home run, there's still that chance. You just need one more run, right? That gives you just a little bit more of hope.
So 2 home runs for the Saints in this ball game. Alex Burge, who's reached base 3 times so far. First pitch swinging, fouls it off. Struck out looking last time he was up. Part of a 1-2-3 7th inning. Two outs. Burge laying off, saying absolutely not swinging at that. Count even, 1-1. Burge representing the tying runner. Saints down to their last out. And he gets hit there right on the shin. No protector, so he has to hobble off. And Cole Dudding, now the leading run, back for another plate appearance. He had the home run in the 5th inning, came around to score after a double in the 4th. He's got 2 runs struck out in the 7th, but it's one big hit away from tying this ball game.
Yeah, I'm surprised he was able to just walk that off. A hit in the shin, especially on that front and side, a lot of bone, not a whole lot of protection.
Dudding lays off that one, didn't go. Checked down to the first base umpire. So ball 1 to Dudding. Bermudez giving the Saints a glimmer of hope after a home run to straightaway center. 12-11 ball game. It's been a fun one here in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, a whole lot of balls leaving the park here, which we haven't seen in any previous games. Uh-oh.
It's been a fiesta of firepower. We've seen 4 home runs today. Burge limping off.
That hit by pitch kind of caught up to him. Thought he might be fine, but I mean, understandable. I mean, the shin is just a terrible place.
There's going to be a pinch runner into the game. Easton Elliott over at first base now for Burge. Also gives them a little bit more speed on the base paths. The Oral Roberts, an infielder, played center field 2 for the Saints this year. First-time player and now getting an opportunity as a pinch runner. Check over to first. That ball gets past the first baseman, so he'll clamber over to second, now rounding second base to third base. A huge mistake for the Saints, and if that ball is not picked at third base by Klepsch, that is a game-tying run.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge, right, to get the runner on third. A single definitely brings him in, right? Before, you know, a single, he's, you know, probably not coming in, but now a single could turn this ballgame around.
So Burge is hit by a pitch. Then doesn't feel quite confident about his leg. Gets pinch ran for by Easton Elliott. Ball gets past the first baseman over there.
All with 2 outs.
And all with 2 outs, too. Bermudez hitting the home run, too, with 2 outs.
How can we not forget, or how can we forget about that?
The loud run on the board. That's Johnny Rodriguez at first base, unable to make that play there. Ball gets past him. Elliott runs over to third base, and now just 90 feet away from tying this game up in back-to-back innings. Cole Dudding, the 9-hole hitter. Big moment here for him. Watches this pitch, swinging, chops it foul over to Jacob Shart, who makes a very nice barehanded play. Toss it back to the Foresters' dugout. Dudding had the home run earlier, the double toot. 3 RBI, swings through that one. Down 1-2. So how about 1-2 count, 2 outs, runner on third, 12-11 ball game, bottom of the 9th. Couple Foresters fans on their feet clapping. 1-2 on the way. Dudding chops this one left side. It's going to be a tough play for Klepsch. Strong throw all the way over. Did he get him? It was foul. That was a bang-bang play at first. Almost came into the hands of the umpire in a tight play. Would not have had video referee,
yeah,
but they'll do it again. Getting the heart going.
Yeah, that really could have went either way, too. I mean, he was on his horse over to first. And you can hear it from the fans here. They're definitely getting the heart race up.
My heart rate is up. Can only imagine what it's for Dudding. A 1-2 count. Rogers on the bump. They'll do it again. Takes 2 to tango, and they'll continue the dance here in Santa Barbara. 12-11, ninth inning, 1-2 count on the way. They wanted strike 3 looking just inside. Dudding will live to see another pitch. 2-2.
And it's important to stay disciplined here in this position. A lot of guys might get jumpy, swing at, really anything, but good job of laying off that one. Gets called for a ball.
Rogers rips the 2-2. This one popped straight up into the air, ranging over, and it's Klepsch to end things in the ninth. Saints lose a heartbreaker, 12-11. Bermudez with a home run in the ninth to give the Saints a glimmer of hope, but back-to-back innings stranding the game-tying run at third, and the Saints just ended up collapsing.
Yeah, and you can't really get mad at the Saints for, their offense. They scored 11 runs in this one. It was just a game of mistakes on both sides, right? The defense was just sloppy for both teams today, and Foresters just come out on top.
Really tough game for the Saints in this one. These two teams will still meet each other 2 more times this season. Saints got to Mason Bixby early, the starter for Santa Barbara. Got 4 runs off him in 2 innings. Got 4 runs off Reed Hensley in 2 innings. Picked up 3 runs the rest of the way. And for the Saints, it was Caleb Reyes going 4 innings, allowing 5 runs, striking out 5, walking 3, hitting another batter. But at the end of the day, the defense just not good enough. Even with the palooza of offense, now the Saints move to 3-1 in games that they score 6 or more runs. Move to 1-1 on the road, 4-2 on the season. The Foresters will move to 4-2, join the Saints atop the standings in the CCL South. But these two teams will meet each other later in the season. And that'll be a very much anticipated matchup. Any last thoughts?
Yeah, only 2 more games for these two teams to face each other in the season, but they're going to be good ones just like this. These are 2 of the top teams in the CCL South. I'm just excited to watch them play again. That was a close, unfortunate, heartbreaking loss for the Saints.
So much power displayed. 4 home runs we saw, 2 from each team. The next meeting between these two teams, Wednesday, June 26th at 6:05 at Jackie Robinson Stadium. Join us on Tuesday as the Saints take on the Academy Barons in Compton. That'll be on Tuesday the 18th at 6:05. Evan Davis and Adam Beck will be on the call for that. David will get the day off. But, David, it's been a pleasure in the booth with you today. For David Matamoroz, I've been Adam Beck. So long, Saints baseball. They fall in Santa Barbara 12-11 in the ninth inning.